Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Iron Clash. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. It's your host again, me, Dennis, and I am here with Emmanuel. Emmanuel, it's going to be an amazing game today, right, for Clash Royale.
Yes, I believe it will. What games do we have scheduled for today? How was the games last week? Who do we think will be the Iron Clash champion for the weekend? Those are the questions I need answers.
Exactly, right. Those are the real questions I need answers, right? The games last week were amazing,
Those
right?
are the questions that need answers.
And hopefully the more we move on in the tournament, right, we would get the answers to those questions more slowly and steady, right? We're This weekend is going to be the last weekend of set two. So by the end of tomorrow, almost everyone, apart from those that had to get rescheduled, would be at the end of their matches. But for those that are tuning in for the first time today, right, you've never watched this stream before, welcome to the Iron Clash tournament. My name is Dennis. With me is Kent, and it's going to be great. So, what's the Iron Clash tournament, right? The Iron Clash tournament, first of all, is hosted by the Iron League, and it's a very simple tournament involving players from all around Nigeria, both competitive players and casual players that want to throw their hats in the ring, right? That want to test their skills in Clash Royale. We invited everyone to come in and participate in this tournament. It's a very simple tournament, and the structure is this. We're first starting with the playoffs. So the playoffs is this: every single person is given three matches, right? Three opportunities, and you have to get win two out of those three matches to move on to the group stages. We are currently right now in the playoff stage. We are in set two. So almost everyone has played their first match, or almost everyone has played their first match yet, and now we're in the second matches. So by the end of this weekend, it's crazy because we're going to have a lot of people move on to the group stages. Some people already moved on last weekend, and then we're going to have a lot of people we're going to have to say goodbye to, which is the saddest part for us, the hosts in this tournament, right? But it has to happen. The second phase after the first playoff phase is the group stages, where everyone moves into 16 groups of four, and then each person is going to battle it out in their own group, and the top of each group is going to move on finally into the knockout stage, right? The group stage is going to be scary, right? Because I know that some groups are going to have some crazy players all to there, right? And we're all going to be rooting for who's going to come out, and we're going to pray that we don't lose some of our favorites, but it's going to happen sooner or later, right? And then we move on to the knockout stage. The top 16 battle it out, and they keep on battling it out until we crown the Iron Clash champion, the Iron King. So it's going to be awesome, guys. It's going to be a really really amazing tournament here, and we your hosts, myself, Dennis, and Kent. We're going to lead you guys all the way to the end of this tournament. So I'm glad for everyone that's already back on our YouTube, that's already watching us. I see Samuel is there. Welcome, Samuel. Welcome, Tega. We're glad to be back with you guys again on another weekend for some amazing Clash Royale. So so Kent, how was your week? Right? Did you play some Clash Royale this week? Did you have any battles that were really frustrating? Did you have any battles that you shined at?
I did. So my strategy, like I told you last weekend, my strategy remains the same. I'm one of those people that, if it's tested and trusted, I don't change it. Right? So I've built my deck. It works, so I make no changes.
Really?
I played a few games over the week. Yes, it works. So I really like to play the giant. The reason is, like I said, is the ability to absorb damage. I think, you know, I don't even expect the giant to get to the tower. I just need you to absorb enough damage and distract my opponent's defenses that to allow me to use a second card to put some damage in, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I played some games. I typically start with a giant and a witch or a wizard behind the giant, and they go preferably a witch, and the goal is all your attacks, all your defenses will attack my giant for the most part. That gives my witch time to spawn skeletons to try and fight off some distractions and all of this. And if I'm able to get 100 damage on your tower, that's a win.
That's a win.
I see each attack as what do you call it in medieval times? As
Like a
I can't
siege,
remember the term
or
now.
like like a
It's
giant.
like a siege, exactly. It's a siege. And the successful siege is just we're able to do some damage to that tower, and we have some elixir left to defend. Good enough.
Good
So
enough.
I find some players press really hard. Like you try the attack, it didn't work, you keep pressing, you keep dropping cards. At the end of the day, you have no elixir. And then when I push, I get a good amount of damage on you. So the strategy there is goes back to what you mentioned. Elixir management is key. Make
Yes.
you attack, but don't get frustrated enough to just start dropping cards, right? If your plan fails, it's fine, suck it up, and then
Yeah.
wait for your player to respond, wait for your opponent to respond, right? So that I think is the most interesting strategy. By the way, Clash Royale released the new mode that allows you to supercharge your cards. Have you played that mode?
The chaos mode is insane, right?
The
The
chaos, is it the
abilities.
chaos mode?
Yeah, it's called chaos, which is the perfect name for that mode if you ask me, right? Destruction left and right, the kind of things that they let the cards do, they should not be able to do, right? Like I see the barbarian horde can spawn mini mega knights, which is the funniest thing to look at, right?
That was ridiculous. Do you know
Ridiculous.
the worst card for me?
Well,
The worst card for me is the Goblin Barrel that spawns. So you know the Goblin Barrel spawns three goblins
oh yeah, but it
typically,
spawns the
but
guys
now it
inside the
spawns.
cage, the prisoner, right?
Yes, it spawns. Yes, it spawns those huge guys. Yes, and those people do serious damage. So what
Serious.
people have found out metas in that mode, what they do is the vine spawns infinite vines. So the vine, once you put it down, it keeps
Oh,
coming back every 2 3 seconds. So they'll spawn that vine on your tower and then drop the goblin barrel, and you're done. You are doomed. There's
yo,
nothing you can do
how
to
do you
come out
survive
of
that?
it.
How do you survive that? That's
You
a
know,
wicked.
it's
Clash Royale
game
players
over.
we have to be wicked in real life. You have to honestly, like you can't be a good Clash Royale player without being having small wickedness in your life. Small because what are you saying? How do you even defend that? The vines are constantly out there. You have to find like a long range player, long range card that will have to be away from the vines, so the vines can't stop it, and just maybe like an executioner. That's like the only strategy I can think of to stop that, or a
Mhm.
wizard maybe, or a witch, someone that has a bit of range. Because what that chaos mode, honestly, I
Yeah,
have to say, I'm not very good at that chaos mode. It's too chaotic. Honestly,
it's too
anything
chaotic.
could happen.
It's too
Anything
chaotic.
could happen. But it's a good way
Because
to ease off.
what makes you a good player is you understand the cards. So what I do in the regular, trophy road, once you drop a card, I know you have that card. I know what that card can do. But with the chaos mode, like the
You don't
goblin
know.
barrel, it's typically just three goblins. It's very easy to defend. But
Yes.
now you really can't do much. Or the Mega Knight that now drums infinitely. The Mega Knight can drum from your tower to their tower in one jump,
Yes.
which is
Which is
crazy.
those guys were just
Which
having
is
fun
just
when they made that mode.
crazy.
Having so much fun. Like I've seen the one that the witch spawns guards. I've seen the one that honestly the one I really like the most. I don't know if you've noticed the Goblin Demolisher has one that it basically becomes a princess. It can attack your tower from all the way in the other parts. He's just throwing his bombs grenade from the other side. And so it's such a problematic one to deal with, right? Because I know at least the princess, right? You can shoot arrows at her, she's dead or something, right? That doesn't kill him. So he's just
Mhm.
there flinging dynamite at your tower. He I have to say that mode is very and just what you said, right? Understanding of a card is what helps a lot of people in class, right? Helps me in class, right? I know that okay, this guy has a picker. Okay, I know what a picker does. If I see a picker that is jumping like a mega knight, you've thrown me off balance. I'm bamboozled with them. Like, but how do you defend that? What do I even do about that? So yeah, I won't lie, I'm struggling with the chaos mode. It's not the mode that I would say I particularly enjoy because of it's clearly I'm a man that likes structure in his life because it's so chaotic that it's very hard for me to actually win matches. And I've tried different decks. What have I not tried? It's not just working for me. Because you be playing. Next thing you see someone that does that infinite poison. Every time that poison one that the poison spell keeps on going big, and then to Skodo, go low and then go big, and it's doing I'm like, hey, Jesus Christ, that mode is so stressful. It's so stressful, really. I'm seeing some chats on my
Yeah,
YouTube, right?
someone put a chat that the most annoying mode is Electro Wizard. I've not seen that. Oh, zaps all the units in the area.
That's insane. That's
That's
insane
insane.
actually. I've never seen that I've never used an Ectolo wizard in chaos mode before, but that sounds very honestly the cards so something I noticed, right? So the executioner has this mode in chaos mode, right, where his axe becomes like a tornado basically. So it sucks people backwards. So as he hits them, it sucks them backward. And I'm like, it's not such a broken move. That I think that should have been his evolution compared to what they gave him as his evolution. His evolution, right? His evolution basically is his axe now has a bit of pushback, which is good in his own right. It could be very helpful in some scenarios, but but it's not compared to, like, as I always say, compared to the Witch or the Mega Knight. Those are evolutions that shake the battlefield, right? When you see an evolved Witch, you know, okay, someone is going to be alive at the end of the game. when you see like an
Yeah.
evolved Mega Knight, you know, okay, no one is coming through that hour anymore. Everyone is getting pushed back. But the evolved executioner is, it's not something that you see and you say, oh my god, the evolved executioner is out. It's not.
Yeah.
They need to do better with. I feel like as much as I know they will never do it, I feel like some of the evolutions need a bit of rework. Like they need to do something a bit better for some of it. And let me ask a quick question. What do you think about the Wizards evolution?
I find it's easy to defend. I
It is
find
easy.
it's very easy to deal with. You know, like you mentioned, the Mega Knight evolution is a card that once you drop it, all hands on deck.
All
We
hands
need to
on
shut it down.
deck.
We need to shut it down. But the evil witch wizard rather, man, it's what is it? He just gets like a force field in front of him, right? That
Basically, he gets
sort of
that
doesn't take damage.
he does that ball of fire around him. Like if you hit him, it has a burst of fire. But most people deal with that with arrows. Making you also an evil wizard. They shoot arrows towards the tower when he's coming through the tower. So it does damage on the tower, does damage on the wizard itself. And that's it. Making that ball is gone, he's over. He becomes a regular wizard. So what was the point?
Yeah.
Like I recent this
Or you
last
do
week,
drop damage, the Mega Knight. That's also what I
bam,
try to do. I just do
bam,
drop damage with the Mega Knight. And
and
once it drops on you, it's done. In a
you're done.
second or two, you're out.
All is well. So what was the whole point of trying to get? So I have the evil wizard, but I don't use him. My evil slots are my evil Mega Knight for sure, for sure. My evil witch, and then this last week, I know that Clash Royale gave out 200 hero medals to every single person, right? So everyone could unlock one hero. Did you what hero did you unlock?
I did the Golden Giant, I think it's called.
Oh, the hero giant,
Now I
nice.
regret it. The
Really?
Hero Giant, yes. I regret it because it's basically a Mega Knight that attacks a building. Because what it does is, if it's heading to the building and you come within like its radius, it would knock you to the other side. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's not so crazy.
It's not great. I regret it. It looked like a good strategy at the time, but man, in gameplays, I'm not so impressed. I've won a few games with it, but I'm not too impressed.
Oh, really? It hasn't really changed your gameplay that much, right? Do you
No.
use it
So
often?
there was a game I played that I think it came in clutch. I
Mm.
attacked with the giant and the Mega Knight. It was like 2x elixir. So it's very good for 2x elixir when
Oh,
you have a lot of elixir to spend. So I had the golden giant or hero giant and the Mega Knight, evil Mega Knight. And all the defenses that came to me, they were just knocking them back. So those defense, because the hero giant knocks you to the other side even. So it doesn't just knock
oh.
you back, it knocks you to the other side. So you then have to attack the other tower there. So that sort of was a very good distraction to push people away and allowed me to take that tower. So it comes in clutch occasionally, but is it the best? No, I think I should have done my research and picked something else.
And I see the first match is about to begin. No skill versus Mistogan. I see No Skill has extended his arm out. I know that both players are actually active right now in the clan. So we're hoping for a good first game, guys. It's gonna be amazing. No Skill. This is his first match, so we have nothing, no information on him yet. If same as Mr. Gantu, this is his first match because the previous matches, both of their opponents did not show up. So they're both hoping to win this match. If any whoever wins this match basically is moving on to the group stage. But whoever loses, not much to lose because you still have one opportunity to actually begin. To actually play again to move into the group stage. So the stakes are not as high compared to like some matches that we had last weekend where people are really trying to stay behind. So I see we're waiting for Mr. Gun right now. He hasn't accepted the match yet, but I'm sure he will accept soon and we can move on for go watch some nice Clash Royale gameplay. But yeah, I just as you did, I actually got the Hero Wizard, which I have to say is really really good. I didn't think it was that great because when I watched the videos, he has the fireball that does that little tornado effect, right? So it pushes people backward, right? But I have to say that flight has helped me so many times and not, right? Like I've seen someone that dived towards me as a Mega Knight, but I activated my ability at the perfect time. So the Mega Knight jumped, he just flew up. So he didn't touch him. And then he kept on pushing the Mega Knight back up. That is ability. I have to say I'm very happy that I got that evolved wizard because I wanted to get the magic catcher hero ability, but I don't use the magic catcher. But I just like the ability so much. It's such a good ability that I just
What
wanted
does
to
it
have
do?
it. He does this he when he activates ability, he does this like a substitution jutsu in like Naruto. He will jump back and he will leave like a
Oh,
clone. in front that people with the cards will now start attacking that clone. So he basically drops a building in front of himself, and then when he jumps back, he now shoots 3 arrows instead of one that basically grew across the screen. So it's broken. I feel like you gave magic. You see what they gave the giant. They gave the giant ability to point somebody once, and they go to that. Then you now see someone like that that is doing so much. Supercell, they need to they need to learn how to balance some cards. I feel like they give the newer cards cooler stuff than the older cards. It's something that they need to work on. Really, really, really. Like it's not fair.
I think they're coming up with ideas one at a time. So they are not looking at, oh, these are all the evils or all the hero cards, or they're not looking at it in like everything. They're giving it one at a time, and because of that, they will give an evil to Mega Knight something that good, and
Mm-hmm.
then give the wizard just whatever.
Anything, anything.
You know,
it's not the best way. They need to do better. But well, who are we? Maybe there's some great plan they have ahead, right? We are not supposed to. We can't speak for them.
maybe, maybe,
Because I think
maybe.
it's the same issue. Because I and Kent, we also okay. I see the match. Mr. Gun is available. I think the match is about to begin. Hold that thought. I wanted to talk about Apex with you, but we'll talk about that after the match. Mr. Gun versus No Skill. Now I see that Mr. Gun is the one that sent out his hand for a match, but No Skill is not available. This is the funniest thing. Okay, the match has actually
There we
started.
go.
Let's go. So welcome everyone to the first match of today. We have Mr. Gun versus No Skill Ire. Mr. Gun in the blue, No Skill in the red. This is going to be an amazing match. We don't know how these players play, right? None of us have ever watched these two players play before. So it could be any tactic, ranging from the Mega Knights to the Hawk Cycle to a bait deck. It could be anything. But and I see No Skill starting with a Battle Healer, right? If I have to see an Elixir Golem behind this card, it's sending it out for Battle Healer without anyone behind her, in front of her. It's a very interesting um, tactic that I've never seen before, and the baby dragon so far away. Kent, I think this is a very weird attack strategy by No Skill. It's kind of with his name, right? No Skill, but I'm hoping maybe there's something we don't see.
Yeah, yeah. I was wondering about that. The healer just did nothing. It's
Nothing.
just yeah. I was wondering what the strategy was there to drop the healer without any troops to heal, really.
But yeah, that was a good tactic right now by No Skill, right? Using the Mr. Gan's Goblin Barrel to activate his King Tower. And now Mr. Gan, very interesting interaction, right? He could see that, okay, the King Tower has already been activated, so I don't care anymore. That's why he sent out the rocket to destroy that Elixir Pump and also to attack the Hero Tower as well, because it's been activated. He can't unactivate it, right? So sure, let's just do some damage
Yeah.
here while it's out. And just like as I mentioned, Kent, right? The Elixir Golem with the Battle Healer, this is the combination that very, very aggressive, very, very disgusting ability when a player uses it very, very well. And I want to find out how Mr. Khan is going to defend this right now. Mr. Khan reacting very, very slowly to this attack, not defending as fast as he could, and that tower is down. I think just we were wrong earlier, Kent, right? Looking at this game might actually go to No Skill.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very impressed by that move. That was a very, very well thought out move. Uh Mr. Gunn couldn't really do much to defend it. I found the cards he did not have. He needed a card that could deal very high damage very quickly to take out those Elixir golems before they got to his tower. But I think his reaction time was just super slow. But
Mm-hmm.
let's see if he's able to do some damage here.
I'd be surprised if he actually is able to come back, right? Cycling the rocket, right, to do some damage, which is a very interesting tactic, right? But I think his deck is not just made for no skills, high aggressive deck, right? Look at no skill, right? Coming with the elixir gun, coming with the mini picker, coming with the battle healer, coming with the baby dragon, right? And from Mr. Gun's deck, I can see here all his cards are very, very cheap elixir cards, right? That don't do a lot of damage. Like the princess is literally his only splash damage. Not even, he's not thinking about like the spells like the rocket, right? And the princess alone cannot do enough a lot of damage. She's more of a cheap damage player than someone like than a wizard or like a witch. I think that if he had like a wizard in his deck or a witch in his deck, on executioner in his deck, he would have probably still more of a chance in defending this push. I think this game is going to go into no skill. There's no way Mr. Khan is coming back from this. Mr. Khan cycling spells, dropping a rocket, dropping a log, but not just enough. And the first game goes to no skill. Amazing gameplay by these two folks.
Yeah, I'm hoping this was his weaker deck, and the next game is going to be with his primary deck with a lot of good cards. I find, yeah, his deck wasn't the best. He did not have answers to questions. When I
Yeah.
build a deck, I build my deck to respond to certain things. right? But I couldn't see those responses in his deck. But let's hope that this second round he has a better deck. He has better responses to some of the attacks.
Yeah. I really, really hope he has a better response, right? And I see interesting way for Mistogan to start the match, right? Zap him, no skills, tower. I don't know what kind of tactic he was trying to employ there. Maybe he's trying to play some mind games, right? And no skill again with the heavy deck. And I noticed that no skills. I think he's someone that actually plays a lot of heavy decks, right? And he definitely loves the golem, right? Having an elixir golem in the previous match, having a regular golem in this match. Who knows if it goes to game three? Maybe we have an ice golem, right? It's a golem frenzy all day. But but Mistogan is starting differently this time around, having a bit of a heavier deck right now. The lava hound and
Yeah, but
having
this
the
is
mini
the thing.
dragon.
He's not responding on time. He
He's
let the
not.
golem get so close before he responded, which is not. Yeah, that tower might go down, which is not the best thing to do with.
Mm,
Yeah, that tower went down. So his response time, I think, needs a lot of work. You don't let the golem, because of how much damage the golem can take. You don't let them get close to your tower. You have to
yes.
start dealing with them as soon as they cross the bridge. But he did not respond. He let the golem get to the tower, and obviously, no surprises there. That tower is down.
You're exactly right, Kent. And I think that another thing I noticed here is that maybe he's thinking that because the golem is such a slow card, he's thinking maybe I'll react to this when he gets closer to my tower. But as much as the golem is such a slow card, it's really bad for you because it lets your opponent actually put more cards behind the golem, right? Because of how slow it's moving. So it lets them regenerate their elixir and put more cards. And also another thing I noticed about Mistogan is he his deck is more of an attack focused deck. He's not really defending as well as he should, right? He's focusing on attack. Look at the lava hound, right? Moving slowly, but not able to react to no skills attack. And just like you mentioned, Kent, his reaction time is very, very slow. Look at those elite barbarians, right? Look at the amount of damage that they were able to do on his tower. It's not a good show by Mistogan. I think this match is gonna go to no skill again. But look, what do we have here? No, Mistogan actually took the tower down. That's what I love about Clash Royale, Kent. This game could go to anyone, but the golem is back out. Kent, do you think he's going to be able to defend his golem this time
I
around?
hope he responds to this golem sooner. I hope he drops cards on the table to deal with that golem as soon as possible. He has a barbarian card. Oh, he dropped them already. I hope he deals with that golem. So this is the problem. He lets the golem get so close. That's why it's going down.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's going down, and he has lost this game. And this is what we're saying. You have to react to certain cards very quickly. And the golem card is a card that you cannot let the golem get to your power. You just
Yes.
cannot. But it's okay. The win goes to no skill. Very good game. Mr. Gunn, a bit of advice or feedback. When dealing with high, what would we call them now? High health point cards that attack your
Mm-hmm.
tower. You need a card that does a lot of damage very quickly. A
Mm-hmm.
mini P.E.K.K.A would be good to deal with that golem. Even a wizard to just start dealing damage as quickly as you can, so that at the point the golem gets your tower, the health is as low as it could possibly be. That would help you attack better. You don't let those cards get so close. But yeah, good game overall, and the win goes to no skill. Dennis, what are your thoughts of this game?
You basically took out the words out of my mouth, Kent. He has to the reaction time was so slow. I don't know if there's a more of a reaction time or he was just focusing a lot more on attack than defense, right? Because of some people have that kind of strategy, right? That, as you said last stream, right? The best maybe defense is a good attack, but you just can't always have that as your mindset, especially when playing against players of this caliber, right? You have to have a good defense. His deck didn't, and now sure, not just the reaction time. His deck did not have answers to a lot of questions that no skill throw at him. Like look at the first match, right? Look at the Isagolum, look at the battle healer coming behind him. No answer for that. The princess was the only one that was trying to get some damage on it, but as the princess is not just capable on her own. And I don't even think that what she's
Yes.
for, if you ask me. She's not really a defense. She can defend, but that's what
No.
I even use her for.
The process is for just trickle damage. You just want to take whatever you can get out of the tower, just
Yes.
trickle some damages. That's all she's for. That's
Yeah.
absolutely all she's for. She cannot defend the golem. Her damage is too low to do anything meaningful. Yeah, I think, yeah, I would say he lost the game because of two reasons. His card selection wasn't the best.
Mhm.
I couldn't see a strategy in his card selections. And this is what I told you. My deck is built around the attack style I want to play out. while I get you need to attack the tower ultimately, you also need to defend those cards that attack your tower. Like
Yes.
the point I also made to you earlier, you don't drop a card to attack and put nothing behind it. Especially cards that attack building cards, not building cards, cards that attack buildings like the giant, the hog, and all that, the hog rider. You
Yes.
don't send them off for an attack without any form of defense. They will just take them down, right? So I think
Yes.
that was one of the things he did. Then obviously the response time, knowing that you have a princess, you should attack, you should drop that princess card a lot sooner to start, because it's a very low damage card. It doesn't do a lot. It doesn't do a lot. Okay, so what was your least favorite card that was used in this mode or in this game?
To be honest, I feel like that's a very good question. Actually, now I think about it, I think like the card that it was used, but not as well as it could have been used, was the Lava Hound in game two, right? That Lava Hound, it got to the tower, but you didn't even notice it got to the tower, right? A card as high a card with that much high elixir, like a Lava Hound, you have to get some value from it. You can't just drop 7 elixir on an arena and hope for the best. There has to be some kind of serious strategy you have
Yeah.
behind that card. You can't just say I'm going to send off and hope that it does something. Just like the column, right? And you see how and look at the opposite of that, right? Look, you see no skill dropping the column, right? Dropping a lot of cards behind the column because he knows that the column is an investment and you have to protect that investment. That's what that column is, right? It is a tank card, but as Kent mentioned earlier, it needs support. It's not going to defend itself. It goes straight for a building, goes straight for the towers, or goes straight to a building you drop. You need something behind it to protect it. If not, it will get taken out by a very good player. Someone like an Inferno Dragon or an Inferno Tower would take that card out quite easily. So I have to say, it all came down also
Mhm.
to skill. I feel like no Mr. Gan maybe he got deceived by no skills name. He saw no skill and thought this guy was not that great.
This guy has no
Yeah, so
skill.
skill. But clearly, it was just a ploy, a tactic, and it was really, really good display. Mr. Gunn, I'll say, don't take this defeat as a failure, right? The good news is you are still in the Iron Clash tournament. It's not over for you yet. You still have one more opportunity to get a win and move on to the group stages. So we're going to be looking very, very closely. I know I and Kent will be looking closely into your next match, Mr. Gunn, to see how you improve, how your deck evolves. I would say, yeah, that deck does need a bit of work, right? The first deck, you need to have something that does a bit more high damage, right? The only high damage card I saw in that first deck was the Rockets, which I don't think a Rocket should be your only high damage card in any deck.
Your main
In,
strategy.
in
It
any deck,
cannot be your main strategy.
it can't. And you saw at the end, right, trying his best to get a cheap damage, right, sending the log, sending the rocket, just trying to get that tower down in the first match, but not sufficient, not enough. And that's where spell cards will disappoint you, right? If you're hoping that your spell card is your final answer to an attack, it's, a lot of times it will disappoint you. A lot of times it will disappoint you. You have to find a way. The only time I would say a spell deck is the next match has actually begun. Jesse versus the Investor. Let's go watch some beautiful Clash Royale gameplay, folks.
Okay, let's see. Jesse in blue, investor in red.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing match, folks. As Ken mentioned, Jesse in blue, Investor already. Investor coming from a previous win, actually. He did really, really great in his first match. At the point, Investor was the top of the table, actually, but now he's more people are ahead of him because they've played more matches, right? And so that's made him drop a bit. But now I'm sure he's hoping to regain his title as the number one on our leaderboards. Jesse coming from a previous, I believe it's a win here. I know he played against Jones earlier. No, Jesse is actually coming from a previous defeat, Ken. So this match is insane. High stakes for Jesse, right? Because he knows if he loses this match, he is going to lose. And look at these two players staring themselves up. This game has been going on for 30 seconds. No one has played yet. That's insane. Like, what
Yeah,
is
this
going
is
on
something
here?
I never do. I don't leak this much elixir. I believe, a troop on the ground is better than elixir. Like I always drop something.
Mm-hmm.
They've both leaked 15 elixir now, and no one has played anything. There's
What?
almost 2 minutes left.
This is insane. This is actually insane. Like, are they going to wait till double elixir before they begin their match? Like, what is? We have what? We have a minute left. No one has played. In fact, I hope it's not network issues, but I don't think it is. I think they're both just being strategic, right? I would say, yeah, even Jesse is surprised, right, that they're both refusing to play first. Some people have that kind of tactic, right? They want to
They
counter
want to
your attack.
respond to your attack.
Yes,
Yeah, they
and
want to respond to your attack. So they will never drop the first card. They are waiting for you to drop the first card. And we'll have two people waiting for the first card. Let's see. I actually want to see if what happens. I actually never know. If nobody attacks and the game ends, what happens? It becomes a stalemate. Like, what will be the final thing?
I don't know, right? It's going to go down to elixir drain, and then it will end up in a draw, which which is going to be very interesting because I don't even think we are prepared for a draw in this game. We'll have to probably reschedule these two players or something. But this is
This is the
insane
biggest elixir leak I've seen.
in my
Almost
life.
40.
What? What is going
Almost
on?
40.
What is
Now we're
going
in 2x
on?
elixir, less than a minute. No card is on the floor.
Thank you. Final.
Okay,
What?
card.
They both
But now
began at
it's
the same
1 minute
time.
for the game to end and 2x elixir. Interesting.
They are both waiting for 2x
It's
elixir.
going to be a very hard push. Now everyone is going to push as hard as they can
Yes.
to try and get the win. But
What is the investor doing, right? Dropping all those skeleton cards when the mother witch is on ground. He has mind, He has a lot more mind than I do. Because there's no way. Immediately, make I say a mother witch. No more witches out. No more witch out. She stays in my deck till the end of the game.
Yeah. Because they're just I mean the mother witch at that point.
Yes, you're just giving her card. But look at this push by investor, right? The skeleton king on one end. And yeah, that's a good defense by Jesse. But look at the response, right? Dropping the arrows immediately. I think this first game is going to go to investor, right? This investment is definitely paying off. Waiting to double elixir just to attack Jesse. I really hope that this doesn't happen again next match. But I don't see how Jesse's going to come out from this. And look at that evolution that we were talking about earlier, Kent, right? The evolved wizard, right?
Yeah.
Not as much value as you ask me. Not a card I would have on my deck. But who knows? Maybe Jesse has a plan, right? But you see what I'm talking about, right? His ability has been used, and you can't really see the effect on it. It's such a weak distance evolution. It's something that I really, really don't like. Now the Mega Knight at Jesse's tower, just at the split second, right? Jesse was able to react to that with a Sparky. Kent, this match is going left and right, right? I feel like there's no real strategy. Everyone is just dropping cards.
I think the investor is dealing a lot more damage than Jesse is.
Yeah,
and Jesse is trying to push back. Any tower that goes down
now
has the win.
What?
No,
It's over.
No, no. And the investor took a very, very good game. Interesting tactics, but a very good game. Let's see the second battle. Hopefully they don't leak so much elixir and wait for the dying minute now. Jesse has to win, so I think he's going to draw first blood. But let's see.
Yeah, that was a very interesting tactic. Both of them waiting to double elixir to begin a match, right? Clearly that didn't work for Jesse, right? I would advise him maybe don't stand at that this time around. And the investors don't stand at that this time around. Sending the bombers out. And this is what we spoke about, Kent. First of all, slow reaction time and poor defense. That was such a bad defense. Using the magic dagger to defend against those bombers, right? Putting him behind the tower. Why? Because the bombers, it's not like they even go, they don't attack, right? So there was no need for that. I feel like Jesse is having really poor placement, right? Even the picker, right? Putting him there, waiting for the troops to get close. And how is the picker going to defend against the skeletons right now? It's not looking good for Jesse.
Yeah.
I think this game
has lost a lot of health. Yeah, that was a very poor choice of cards as a response. That was a very poor choice of cards.
And look at this, right? Overcommitting, right? Dropping the vines, hoping that, but it's not enough, right? Because in the end, the bomb tower combined with the two towers, combined with the rascals, no way for that mini picker, right? And then the rune giant, the ugliest, nastiest, stupidest game in the card in the game being used.
The rune giant, right? It's such a waste of everything.
A waste of everything.
It doesn't do anything right.
What if someone told you don't do anything right? That's the funniest thing ever. But yes, honestly, and this is the mega the hero magic archer used by Jesse quite well actually. I like the way he used it, basically to avoid the poison spell earlier, but still not defending as well as
reaction.
Late reaction, really.
Even a vine would have held up and giving him some comfort.
I feel like what we are seeing here is just a difference in skill. The investor being the one with the higher skill level here. The defenses have not been the best, right? But using an evolved picker, right, to defend this, that's a good tactic on its own. But now, what supports it? That's the question, right? What are you going to drop behind your picker to support it? And this interesting tactic, the picker vine tactic, it might work.
This can work. One more hit. If you can get one more hit in.
Whoa!
Good.
What?
That was good. That was really good. Okay, he might be able to take a tower. We may have spoken to.
Look at this beautiful attack right now. Oh, not enough, not sufficient, right? I thought he was trying to use the tornado combination, tornado and magic archer combination. There's a very common combination that pro players use, right? They kind of use the tornado to suck all the players into the front of the tower, and then when the magic archer shoots his piercing shots go through everyone and actually hits the tower, right? Amazing use of divine spell just to get that tower down. I love what Jesse.
Just to
He's not
keep the
backing
game
out.
going. Yeah,
Yes,
going.
he's not backing out, and the tactic from the Magic Archer Tornado tactic being utilized again, but not enough, just like the previous time he used it, right? Because the Magic Archer, as much as he looks like he has a lot of range, right, he doesn't have all the range in the world, and that's not just sufficient. Interesting. I think that was very slow reaction. Like dropping the Bone Giant because it doesn't attack troops, so he just dropped the. He just basically sent
Yeah,
out the card, free kill. Wow.
yeah, and for just one damage.
Nah, that was not it. That was not it. That was very bad value. Honestly, I don't think the rune giant is a card that anyone should be playing in my opinion. Right? Horrible card. Doesn't do any give you almost any form of value. Right? And just like you saw right now, didn't distract and doesn't. It's not even tanky enough. I think the game is over. I think this game is going to investor. Right? And even Jesse sees that. Right? Him with a good game. Right? I thought things were going to change for Jesse. Right? Especially with that Pika Vine combination that he used earlier. Amazing attack, but just not sufficient. I think Kent, I think this game might be going to investor. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah. And I think it comes down to the card choices. I don't think Jesse has even a regular giant would have been a better choice than a
Oh
moon
yes,
giant, in my opinion. With a regular giant, you get more health points. So at least you're guaranteed that the giant will get to the tower without going down.
and I think this
But
poison spell is
let's
going to
see.
be it.
Let's take this push. This is an interesting push. This is an interesting push.
Not enough,
Yeah,
not enough.
not
Too
enough.
little, too
Good
little.
game
If you
there.
ask
Very
me,
well done.
I have to say not enough. It's amazing gameplay by Jesse and by Investor. Very interesting gameplay by Jesse. I have to give it to him. First of all, his placements was weak. If you ask me, he could have gotten a lot better value if he did his
Yeah,
placements. Also carrying the Rune Giant. That is the first time we're seeing that card in this tournament. I feel right because it's such a bad card. What annoys me the most about the
yeah.
Rune Giant is it's a newer card. The Rune Giant came out like a year ago,
So
two
why
years
is it
ago.
so trash?
Why is it so trash? Exactly. Why would you release a new card that's so trash? If an older card is trash, it makes a bit more sense, right? It's an older card, it was trash, then
But the idea makes sense. I just think they didn't execute it properly. So,
mm,
if I understand correctly, the rune drive is supposed to make all the attacking cards around you, all the troops on the ground, is meant to enhance, in quotes, the attack, give them a bit more damage, a bit more speed. But I think the difference is so small that it doesn't matter
it doesn't
ultimately.
matter. Yes, it doesn't matter. Like I think she enhances one card, not even all of the cards, which is even what makes it even stupid, right? And she enhanced one card, and
I thought it was two.
is it
Is it
two?
just one? I thought it was two cards. I think it's two. Yeah, it's two
Oh,
cards. But
and
even that is not enough of an.
it's not. It's just not right. You don't even. She's just a bad card, honestly. I know, yes, she's cheap, right? She costs like what, three elixir, but still, three elixir should still give you some value. Other cards cost three elixir and they do better than that. Like I would rather carry anything else. I
Wizard
rather
is four elixir or five. Wizard is 4 or 5. I think four,
Wizard
right?
is five elixir, but still.
Five.
Oh yes, yeah. Someone just
Hmm.
confirmed she enhances two at a time. Yeah, you are right, Kent. It's two at a time. But
Yeah, two
and
at a time.
what's annoying about the enhancing is this. I think it's I don't know. I might be wrong, but it's picked at random. Like let's say you have skeleton army and you have a witch out. There's no guarantee that she will enhance the witch. She might enhance two skeletons. You feel me,
Yeah,
right?
it depends on who is closest to her, I think.
Oh, it's close
You
to
know, the
her.
time she checked out two whatever hammers or what do you call them together, it depends on who is closest to her that she enhances. But my point is, if the enhancement was like a rage, is to say the enhancement gives you what rage gives you, what the rage spell gives you, it would have been perfect.
Perfection.
But it's not. It's not even what the rage spell gives you. So what are we doing?
She's not just a good card. She's a card that she's one of those cards that I would never add on my deck for any reason. Like you can't pay me to add it. Well, maybe you can pay me, but I will not be happy. I will not be happy
You will
playing it.
start the game. You know you're going to lose, but it's fine.
Yes. Like I can't see how she would fit my deck. She's not tanky enough to be a damage taker, right? She doesn't give me any kind of offensive
Oh,
or defensive value, right? So why is she here? Like she's the kind of card that you have to ask, why am I having? So I have to say, just say, Jesse is sadly I can't really give many advice because of that second loss, he's out of the tournament. There's nothing we can really say. Maybe do this for your next match
Yeah.
because there is no next match in the Iron Clash tournament. But maybe you still have next matches in life, right? You're not going to drop Clash Royale after today and never play it again, right? You will say to hell with this
Yeah.
game, never again. No, you're gonna
To
keep on
hell with the
playing.
game, no more.
So yeah, I'll say keep on adjusting your deck. I don't know. I know everyone has a different playstyle, but I can't even see a playstyle where the Root Giant comes into effect. I'm sorry. Like there's just I feel like there's no place for her in the game. There's just no place for her in the game.
There isn't.
If Supercell
Yeah,
deleted
she
that card,
doesn't
no one
take
will
it.
feel
What
it.
you said is the biggest thing. She doesn't take damage well. Like I was telling you also last week. Before you choose a card, you need to understand what's the health point. And something like a wizard, how much damage does a wizard do? A wizard
Hmm.
does 200 to 300 per hit,
Yes,
right? Your rune giant is what? Maybe I don't think she's up to 2,000 health points.
I don't
She's
think so.
probably 1,000 something. Yeah, I don't think she's up to 2,000 health points. She's probably 1,000 something. So that means a wizard with 5 hits will most likely kill that rune giant. 4 to 5 hits,
Yes,
most likely take out that rune giant. And if she walks so slowly again, so that also now gives you time to really deal the damage before she gets to your tower. Yeah, I don't see the value. But I'd
there's
rather you go with a prince, a dark prince. I think that is even a more clear
no.
strategy to just charge.
Yeah, it's definitely a better try. Don't I those charging cards I like them because of so I made a new deck. There's a deck I've been trying out for like a week now. I don't want to tell anybody yet. It's a deck I'm ashamed of it. It's very aggressive. So it's basically I'm carrying both the battle ram and I'm also carrying
Okay.
the Royal Hawks in one deck. So it's all charge, charge, charge. That deck is just a deck of
Okay.
chargers basically, and those are I don't like it's been working. It's been working because I recently got the evolved Royal Hawks, right? So now they can now fly, and then the Battle Ram is also there. Sending those two cards, they are very hard to defend against. And then I also still carry Elite Barb in the same deck. So it's a deck of chargers, of just it's my most aggressive deck. Most of my decks are not aggressive, they're more
Mm.
technical, right? It's you drop a Mega Knight, you drop a it can be aggressive, but there's a bit of a build up. But those ones are
Yeah.
go. Just send them up and go, go, go. So I would say if even if
You
you
know
had
the
that game,
thing with your deck,
hmm,
you must do damage to the tower. That your flying hogs and battle
and the
ram. There is no way to defend it without taking some damage. You
yes,
must deal some damage.
yes, you're right. You're right. They guarantee damage. They basically guarantee some, even if it's 100, they are taking it. They are taking something from you.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what you need. You need a card that guarantees damage. My main deck doesn't have any card like that, sadly, apart from maybe my poison spell, right, which is a spell card. But you sure can't. Good question. Do you carry any spell cards in your main deck?
I do rage.
Interesting.
I do rage strategically. So what I do is I normally so my strategy with rage is I use a rage and a vine when I know you don't have a lot to defend.
Oh,
So
interesting.
I will send what card do I typically use? Maybe a Mega Knight or a Mega Knight behind with a witch behind or a wizard behind. So all your attack will be on the Mega Knight. The Mega Knight has a lot of health points, so he will take those damage. If I'm successful in that attack and the Mega Knight is able to defend or attack all your defend or kill all your troops and defenses, his health won't be so much. So what
Hmm.
I will do is I will use the vine to hold everything left and then rage it to just deal that damage as quickly as possible before the Mega Knight goes down. So the rage is the only spell card I use
Oh,
just
the,
because
the
the
next
next
match
game is
has actually begun.
because of
Let's go
yeah
watch some good
the
Clash Royale
quickness of
match.
the damage is it guarantees me that that tower will go down. Okay, we have Stardan and Big Easy.
Yeah,
Stardan in blue, in red.
it's going to be an amazing match, folks. Stardown coming from a previous win. Big Easy coming from a previous. I can't remember. So many competitors, so many contestants, right? I think he's coming from a win too as well. I'm going to confirm that. But interesting tactic by Stardown. Who drops a Barbarian Barrel just in the middle of the tower to do some damage? But I think that Big Easy. So that's the issue with people. A lot of people think one Barbarian would be able to be defended by your Princess Tower, right? But you see how that Barbarian was able to get one hit and look at the damage, Kent. Basically 200 damage by one hit of the Barbarian. You have to defend the Barbarian. That's why I love my Barbarian Hots, right? People really underestimate the amount of damage those guys do. They kind of compare them to Goblins, but they are not Goblins by any means, right? They do so much damage. And look at the beautiful use of the Monk. They're reflecting all the hits, right? This is looking really good for Stardan, Kent. Looking really, really good for Stardan.
Yeah, very good strategy there. The monk is a card that requires strategy to play, and I think Stardom was able to play the monk really, really well. He's
Yeah,
just dealing damage now to just get that tower as low as possible.
the match is really looking good in
Yeah,
Stardon's favor, right?
Big Easy is not responding quickly. He's allowing his tower take hits that are, in my opinion, irrelevant. You know, he could have dealt with that ninth, but he did. He just let it happen.
Oh,
Okay.
that is so sad to see, right? Big Easy was thinking that Stardom maybe had like a skeleton army or minions, right? Something to defend against that Hog Rider. That's why he kind of predicted that and he dropped the arrows, hoping that that would happen. But no, that didn't happen. That was a waste of the arrow spell right there. Losing 3 elixir and that's
Yeah.
why I don't like predictions, right? I almost will never do a prediction kind of strategy where I preemptively drop arrows or drop a fireball because I think something is going to be dropped. I never do that. I need a guarantee because you don't want to.
No.
Clash Royale is all about elixir
No.
management. You can't throw away three elixir. I'm sorry. As much as it doesn't look like a lot, it's not something you want to throw away. And look at that tower down to 1 health. Start down dropping the void, taking that tower down. Kent, what do you think about this match so far?
Yeah. If I'm going to predict, yeah, I like the strategy of Stardom. I think the biggest problem for Big Easy is his response time is a bit slow. From the start, he let that tower take damage unnecessarily, in my opinion.
Yes.
He could have dealt with that sooner. You know, now he's one tower down and fighting for his life. But yeah, there is still hope. This is just the first round. I think it's possible for him to
What?
get back to
Did you
this.
see that? The arrows being sent back by the monk. That was insane timing by Stardom. And also, I have to give the Big Easy. You have to stop dropping your arrows preemptively, right? You're over predicting that your arrows are going to come in handy, right? When they are not going to come in handy. Look at Stardom about to take the second tower down, but just not enough time.
Yeah,
Amazing,
that was a
amazing.
very good game.
Yeah, very
A
good game for
very good
Stardom.
game. I think if you're going to be preemptive, you need to be preemptive with a card that covers multiple scenarios. You cannot preemptively drop arrows. Arrows only attack one point. If you preemptively drop, uh, maybe even a vine is better, as far as being preemptive goes, because anything that is dropped around that vine will get captured, right? But
Yes,
yeah,
but arrows, no,
preemptive
not the best.
arrows,
Now,
yeah,
now, what do we
it's
see
not the
here?
best.
Very interesting strategy, right? Dropping the the Goblin Baron, but look at the amazing defense by Stardom, right? Sending the Mega Knight on the trip, hopping around the arena, right? Amazing, and that's where the skeletons come in clutch, right? People see those cards as not the best card, right? Costing 1 elixir, just 3 skeletons. What kind of value can you get from that? But look at the amazing use of that card by Stardom, right? Dropping them when the Mega Knight was about to land, sending the Mega Knight on a roller coaster basically, and now dropping the Hogs to do some damage with the combination of the Archer Queen. Amazing of offensive and defensive strategy
I
by Stardom.
love the Asha Queen. I think the Asha Queen with the rage spell is amazing. That's also another strategy I do. I use the Asha Queen.
Oh, you
I
use the Archer Queen? I
I
thought you used the Golden Knight.
Yes, very recently I put her on my deck. So I do the Asha Queen and then I do the thing that makes her invisible. Then I
Mm-hmm.
put rage on her. So she's invisible and she's deleting those arrows very quickly. It just lets me do significant damage very quickly as well.
Yes, especially on the tower, right? That those when her shots get a lot, and she just shooting. That alone can do like 600, 700 damage on its own. The Archer Queen very very versatile card. It's a card that if I had an extra slot for a hero card, I would consider her. Look at that interaction, Ken. Did you see what just happened right now? The Tesla going back down because of the Archer Queen cooked herself and she turned invisible. I love seeing amazing interaction like that in Clash Royale, and that what we're
Yeah.
seeing here today, guys. But I have to say, give it to Big Easy. He's playing a lot better in this match than he played in the previous match against Stardom. Stardom tower down to 1469.
Yes,
Big Easy
yes,
tower
yes.
at 2254. Kent, this game could go either way.
Yeah, I think he's like me. He's waiting for 2x elixir to charge, and I think he's about to get it. Yes, 2x elixir now. So we should see that is very good with the hogs. You see, this is the thing with the hogs. No matter what you do, they will take some damage.
Yes.
Like there
Yes.
is nothing you can prepare to just kill them all before they get them. They will take some damage with them. They are pretty much like suicide bombers. They may die, but
I think it's on with them. I think it's on with them. And look at this,
they're
sending out
taking some
everything, everything. He sent out the skeleton army, sent out the wizard, just trying to get them the hogs down, but not enough. Look at this 700 damage on that tower. But now Big Easy with the big push, right? The Mega Knight and the wizard behind him. But look at the amazing defense. Like I have to give it to Stardom. As much as he has lost the tower, right? He's defending very well using the royal delivery, not the card that you see used often because of how slow it is to come out. But I don't think it's going to be enough for Stardom. Big Easy right now, he knows that he doesn't have to attack anymore, just defense, and that's what he's doing right now, using
Yeah,
every card for defense. And this game goes to Stardom. Amazing display by Big Easy, not backing down. We are going
yeah,
to game three, folks. We are going to game three.
yeah. The interesting thing about game three is most players have used their good decks.
Yeah.
So the game three deck tends to be just shabby. But let's see if that plays a factor who takes this one home.
And you see Stardom starting with a Goblin Drill, right? Sending it off already, trying to get a bit of damage. The Goblin Drill, another card that's very difficult to deal with, right? Because those Goblins are definitely going to come out. They're going to definitely take some damage, right? And this is not the best way to defend against the Goblin Drill. Also, using the Goblin Hot against the Goblin Drill, not something you normally see, right? You expect a Wizard, a Witch, an
Yeah, you need
Executioner.
something that does splash damage. Why are you gobbling
Yes,
hot? Like a wizard would have been better.
I have no idea what the Big Easy is kind of his deck. Maybe. Honestly, I wish he used the Electro Giant. This would have been a better defense against that Goblin Drill than the Goblin Hot. But we never know what's in the mind of these players, right? So he might be planning up for a strategy. He might be saving up an amazing display right now. Activating the Mighty Miner's ability just as the Electro Giant was getting close to him, but not sufficient because of you see the beautiful
Yeah,
use of the
but
Goblin
the
Gang.
strategy didn't work out. It was
Yeah,
good thought process.
this game could go anyone's way right now. And you see the hunter being used, right? I feel like the hunter is it's not my favorite card. When he works very well, but he rarely works. That's the sad thing about the hunter, right? I know the evolved hunter is an amazing card, and that's what I see Big Easy using right now. I feel like anyone that's using the hunter is definitely using an evolved hunter because getting the ability to trap your opponents in one spot and then constantly shoot at them is one of the broken evolutions in the game right now. And Stardom doing some good damage. Big Easy down to 1440. Start Dance Tower basically on top. It's looking like it might be going Start Dance weekends.
Yeah. See, again, he's not responding. How do you respond to that with goblins? That's a strategy I don't know why he keeps relying on. That doesn't guarantee that. Yeah, that doesn't work.
It just doesn't
I
work.
don't know
Yeah,
why he keeps trying to make it work.
like he has better
Even the
options.
barrel, the log would have been a better defense than those goblins.
Yes, he
And
has a
he has
log.
a log. I
He
don't
has
know.
Dragon. He has even the Royal Ghost. Like any other thing could be better against that. But he keeps on doing that same defense strategy, right? Using the Goblin Hot against the Goblin Drill, and it's clearly not working. But I think it's at this point, I think it's multi memory, right? He's
Yeah,
just pressing it immediately he sees that. But it's not a bad strategy, right? And then look at this, right? Trying to use the bomb of the Mighty Miner to do some damage against the Electro Dragon and the Royal Giant, but not enough. Really not. It's not a bomb that does a lot of damage, right? I think this game is going to be going to Stardom, right? Even Big Easy can see it, right? He's already saying good game. He knows that he's lost this one. It's not looking good for Big Easy
yeah.
right now. Uh,
It's not looking good. Yeah, it's not looking good. Yeah, I think yeah, Stardom good game. He's taking the win. Yeah, very good game. Very good game. Very two skilled players. But yeah, Stardom was the better player. Very good game.
yeah, I have to say, very two skilled player, right? Going down to the wire, going down to the third match, but Stardom coming through, right? And you could see that skill level from Stardom, right, from previously, right, dominating the first game. I feel like Stardom probably was using his not his worst or maybe the second to the worst deck in his second game, and that's what made him lose that second game. But then for the third game, coming back refreshed, sending out that Goblin Drill, doing some damage. I have to give it to Big Easy. I wish he stopped doing that Goblin God defense against the Goblin Drill. It is unheard of. It's not something that you even see anywhere. Like it's not something that if people even do.
His novel is new.
Exactly. Maybe you're trying to start a trend, right? But I don't think that trend is going to pick up
Yeah,
because
right.
who does that? Who does that? It's horrible defense against that Goblin Drill, and that's what made honestly that what made him lose the match. That alone was what made him
Yeah.
lose that match. Nothing else, because his attack was okay. But that defend constantly using the Goblin Horde to defend the Goblin Drill. I don't know where he even saw that. Because I've never seen that before, even online or in the game. So, maybe he was
Even the
trying.
logic, I would like to talk to him and understand his logic, why he did it. Like, what like maybe there is something about it we're not considering, but I would like to see, the logic why he. Because for me, the way I see Clash Royale, when you have goblins or skeletons or just cards that are in multitude, that a lot of them, you need a splash damage card to deal with them that will do damage to everybody in that area, right? That's the way I see it. So goblin barrel, goblin drill, even a goblin hut, to be honest with you, the best card to deal with those are like the wizard, the
Archers.
witch, cards that do, even baby dragon that do splash damage. I think
Mm-hmm.
any of those cards would have been a better response than the goblin hut. I don't know why he'd be. And this is the thing with the game: people that are not able to adapt as the game goes on. If you tried it the first time and it failed, why did you keep on trying it? Because what Stardom did was the same thing over and over and over again. And
Yes.
I hate players like that. I played them sometimes. That I played with guy that was able to use a Sparky, and I can't remember what he put behind the Sparky to take down my first tower. My strategy didn't work. I tried to use what did I try to use? I tried to use Skeleton Army or something to deal with it, and that failed. But the second time I brought out the Sparky, I did something else. You cannot, because that also helps your opponent. It works in your favor because now your opponent needs to react. If they
Yes.
know that once they drop this card, you're going to respond with that, you give them that guarantee. They can almost preemptively know what you're going to do.
That is true. That is
So
true.
your defense needs to change. If you defended with this and you did not get the outcome you wanted, you cannot defend with that card again. You need to come up with something else. Try something else.
Try something else.
Really, and even the log. He had the log. The log would have been a
Yes.
beautiful day there. It would have taken all of those goblins very easily. But
it's
yeah,
it's it's something
interesting game.
when it's something when maybe he has no other answer. Let's say his deck was like the something that just did not could not help him, and that all he had to use the goblin hot. I would say okay, that's fine. That's all he has, right? He had answers to that question, but you see, that's the issue about them. Another time about something we did mention earlier, right? It's not about just only having answers, but knowing when to use those answers, right? He had the log, he had the
Yeah,
royal ghost. Royal ghost does splash damage. But he used the Goblin Horde, right? Which was not a Goblin Horde is an answer to a Hog Rider. It's not an answer to a Goblin Drill. Not at all. People need to understand
yeah,
that not just their decks, but the decks of their opponents. I'll say watch Clash Royale gameplay online, right? Read about the cards, or maybe even use the cards yourself, right? Learn more about the cards, right? You don't want to be someone that doesn't know what the card does. That's the worst thing that can happen to you in Clash Royale. Someone drops a card that you don't know what that card does. Do you know how stressed you would be? So you have to learn what cards do and how to defend against those cards, right? That's why Kent was mentioning earlier, right? His deck is comprised of cards that have answers to questions. Cards that are answers to questions. I think the only deck my deck, the only answer that my deck does not have is the Sparky, right? Because I don't carry an electro. But it's not that I don't have a complete, I don't have a definite answer. A witch can sometimes help against the Sparky, right? Dropping the skeletons to distract the Sparky, right? It's not a definite answer, right? A
yeah,
better answer would be an electro wizard or a zap, but or electro giant dragon. But the witch can help. So she's somewhat of an answer. She's almost correct. So
yeah.
so
A
yeah.
witch and a card that can absorb damage. So like a giant, if the Sparky focuses on the giant, he can use a witch and take out the Sparky. So there are other strategies to deal with a Sparky. I played someone that was using the X bow that frustrated me. The X bow and the rage, that was their
Oh
strategy.
my god.
I think they had, because of the X bow was coming out so often, I think they had the clone or something, or the mirror card that allows them to have drop more of the same cards. Something ridiculous like this. And it was very interesting to deal with. It was very difficult to deal with the X bow. So yeah, you're right. Your deck needs to have answers to questions. You need to know when to drop them. More importantly, the way Clash Royale works, certain cards have their weaknesses, and that's a relationship you need to understand.
Yes.
The mini P.E.K.K.A has a lot of weaknesses, but one of their weaknesses is the witch. A
Yes.
well-positioned witch will take out even a P.E.K.K.A, not just a
Yes.
mini P.E.K.K.A. A well-positioned witch will take out the P.E.K.K.A with support from your tower.
Yes. And you guys have to listen to what Kent is
So
saying.
you need to have what's that?
Like I'm saying that they have to listen very well. What you said, a well positioned witch. That they have to listen to not just the witch, but a well positioned in front of that statement.
Yeah,
You said, don't drop a witch in front of in front of a picker directly just in front of him and think, oh my god, why am I witch not defend against guy? Kent told me earlier in the previous stream that witch will defend against a picker. I'm going to take him to court. No, you have to listen to the well positioned part.
all right. Right? So yeah, the positioning is important. It's about the most important thing. And in this game, we've been seeing some poor positioning, unfortunately. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen a couple of people place their cards very, very, very poorly. I think for the two losses that we've seen today, I think a key factor in those losses were using the wrong cards for the wrong attacks or defenses and just horrible placement, just absolutely horrible placement.
Yes.
Again, what was your worst card in the last game? Your absolute worst
Hmm.
card. I know in the game before this, we can agree was a Rune Giant, but
Oh,
for this game,
oh, 100% agree. 100% agree. But for this last game, honestly, huh? Because of
I
how
think
it
for
was,
me, it's the Goblin Hawk,
I was about
just
to just
because of
say it.
how poorly.
How it was used, the Goblin Hot. The Goblin Hut annoyed me so much this game because like every time it was brought out, it was not supposed to be brought out, and that was on its own is a very good card for defending. But just because of the way it
Yeah,
was used this match, I was almost disliking the card. I'm like, why am I seeing this Goblin Hut card out here when the Goblin Drill is out? It's not a card you want to use against the Goblin Drill for any reason. And I see our next match is about to begin. It's Death Mill versus Fegs God. I see Death Mill is already in the clan already, and the match has begun. Let's go watch a beautiful match, guys. Yes, again, we're back again with some beautiful Clash Royale
okay.
gameplay. We have Devmil in the blue and Fegs in the red. Devmil coming from a previous defeat, so he really needs to win this game, right? Because if he loses this game, it's bye bye Devmil. Fegs coming from a previous no-show, so he already has a win actually. So there's more stakes on Devmil than Fegs, and both players right now waiting it out to see who starts a game. But this is not the previous match, right? Fegs already go with the Magic Archer, and Devlin responding to with Musketeers and a Valkyrie. I feel like that was a bit of overcommitting, right? Because you definitely didn't need both the Valkyrie and the Musketeer, right? I have to say it's helping out a bit. It's helping the Musketeer out a bit right now because of the the Inferno Dragon was distracted, but it's still not great. And then the Barbarians being able to take down the Musketeer. This is a very interesting tactic by both players, right? I think they're both playing very reacting right now. There's no much of a build up. They're just dropping as one drops, right? But I think Devil might get a bit of damage right now. But no, the Wizard coming in clutch, just coming out, sticking his head out a bit before the Bandit was able to charge, and then the Bandit was hit the Wizard instead. And now you can see this is the issue I have with the Firecracker, right? The Firecracker, amazing card on our own regard, right? Beautiful, beautiful card. But that ability for the opponent to use the Firecracker to activate their King Tower, it's so bad for you, right? You don't want to. The, attacking the Clash Royale is already very annoying. It's very difficult. Then helping your opponent defend even better is it never goes in your favor, right? The King Tower, the King Cannon do so much damage. It's really a game changer when someone activates the King Tower ahead of time, and that's what has happened here. I really hope that this doesn't I really affect the game for Devno. But yeah, Kent, what do you think so far with this gameplay?
Very good gameplay. You can see the both teams understand the deck.
Mm-hmm.
The placement of the Goblin Gang to deal with the Barbarians was excellent. It
Yes.
was just nothing short of excellence. So you can see, and this is what we're saying. If you understand the deck, you understand answers to questions. If this person comes up with this is what I need to do. And that's really good to see.
I have to give it to Devno though. He's attacking quite well, but now I see he's picking Elixir, which is concerning me. And now the activation of the hero of the knight, right? I don't know why he did then because there was no card out. I feel maybe he did that because he wanted to get the extra shield, right? But the picker just decimating. I have to say I really love the picker, right? For such a low elixir card, it does so much damage. And now the evolved firecracker, one of the most disgusting cards in the game right now. Damage upon damage, just
Yeah,
decimating. I
I hate that card. I absolutely hate that card. I absolutely hate that card because it does damage continuously.
Yes, over time. Like immediately I see my opponent brings out an evolved firecracker, I send out my arrows immediately, which is what I expected Vex to do, right? Because he does have arrows on his deck, right? But still not using the arrows. Like that would have been a perfect opportunity to use the arrows, right? Because you see the firecracker was at the tower, the musketeer was at the tower, right? So if you dropped out the arrows have a very wide range. They would have been able to get damage on three things, but he doesn't. He isn't using his arrows, which is surprising, right? No, I don't think I've even seen arrows used once, like an opportunity missed. The firecracker there, the goblin gang there, the musketeers there. Drop your arrows first. Drop your arrows. But he's just not. I don't know what he's saving it for. I think the way he's playing right now, this game might go to Devil. Devil has gone to the tower. Game one to Devil, just like I expected. Amazing display by Devil. But Kent,
Yeah.
you said it earlier too. These players understand their cards. I feel like Fegs was not utilizing the arrows as well as he could have, right? So many
There
opportunities
were
missed.
several opportunities,
Yeah.
several. He did.
Let's hope for a
Yeah,
more
I don't
decent
know
game.
why.
Hmm. We're going to game two, guys. We have Dev Mule in the blue, Fegs in the red. I wonder what strategy these two players will employ, right? And look at that barrage, right? Fegs sending both discrediting dragons and the hogs, but amazing defense by Dev Mule. But just like Kent mentioned
But I
earlier,
think
right?
that was a very good attack. He took some damage with you. That
Yes,
was a very good attack.
the Hawks will always take something. The Hawks will always take something, and that's why I honestly am beginning to consider adding them to my deck. Right, watching this gameplay is really helping me um, um, understand more and more cards in Clash Royale and seeing the way that the Hawks are being utilized by players of this caliber. Right, I'm really beginning to consider adding Hawks in my main deck because they always do some damage, right? And they do tremendous amount of damage. Amazing display by Fegs using the Hawks there. But Devil is also defending quite well, right? Look at the tower health, right? Fegs down to 896. Devil still at 2460. But that's about to change because the Hogs have gotten there again, right? Look at this, right? If even with the amount of troops that Devil dropped, they still took 200 damage from the tower. I have to say, Ken,
Yeah,
this game is really fun to watch.
it is. It is. It's really, really fun to watch. I hope Fex is able to deal with that flying. Oh, he's not.
It's not
This
the
is the
fly
thing.
machine.
Let that flying machine or whatever they call it do damage to his tower. That was unnecessary. That was absolutely unnecessary. That cards he could have dropped. He did it. I don't understand the choices he's making. I really don't. You know,
It
I
feels like
really don't understand the choices he's making. He could have dealt with that because that was that flying machine or flying. Well, I think it's
yeah,
called a flying
yeah,
machine.
you're right.
That was card that dealt almost half the damage on his tower. Right, so you
Yes.
would think if this dealt half, the next time I see it, I would deal with it. But he just let it happen. He had the witch, that he had the baby, he had the skeleton dragons. He just let it happen. Now Dev Mill is going for the kill. He's not going to defend. He's still playing attack, even though he has taken down one tower.
Which is interesting strategy, right? Like nowadays in Clash Royale, right? Whenever I take a tower down and my two towers are so much health, I focus more on just defending, right? Maybe if my tower was down to maybe 100 hit points left, I would focus more on attacks because I know that definitely my opponent is going to take down that tower. But the tower health is high. I think definitely should just sit back, relax, and just do some good defending, right? And you can see Fex is sending out everything, trying to get some damage, but definitely defending amazing. I feel like Fex should send troops to the other end, but it might not be sufficient, right? 10 seconds left in the game. Definitely playing amazingly, right? And definitely
And
is not
he's
going to
not
go down.
dealing with that flying device. He's dropping troops on the ground. Very good game by Devmil. But so I think the deal breaker here was Fex kept on dropping ground troops that could not attack that flying machine
Yes.
and kept it alive. The way I play, if you attack me on the air and on the ground, I will drop cards that can attack both land and air troops. Fegs wasn't really doing that well. He kept on just focusing on the ground troops, but those air troops are doing damage to really everything.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, they
know,
are. They are.
but
I
yeah,
have to
very
say,
good game by
I,
Devmil. Very good game.
I feel like this whole tournament today, right? We've been seeing players that are not just dropping the right answers to the questions, right? Either dropping the wrong cards to defend or just having very slow reaction times today. And it's sad to see because you see both playing quite good. Like even in the first game, right? You mentioned that these are two players that understand their cards, right? But the reaction time by Freg's not enough. Definitely spamming, just like I see Tega mentioning, right? Spamming in one lane only, right? Spamming the skeleton, spamming the witch, spamming the goblin gang, just to make sure that those hogs don't get to his tower. And that was really good. I have to say, amazing defense and offense by Devmil taking 2 games to 0. And Fegs not even winning one game. I have to give to Devmil. Really good game.
Yeah. Another thing that Fegs did that I don't understand, you have the arrows. If they spam your hogs with skeletons and goblins, that is the ideal time to use an arrow. It
Yes.
doesn't get there's no better. That is that is literally when to use your arrows, but he held on to it.
Especially that first game. That first game was stressing me out. So many opportunities to use the arrows to get so much value. The firecracker will be beside this tower, right? The musketeer will be beside this tower, and the goblin gang drop arrows. Clear the whole field with a 3 elixir card. That would have been the best use of the arrows, but he he held on to it. I don't think he used the arrows even once the whole game, which was
I
shocking.
think he used it.
Which was shocking. Arrows
I don't think
amazing,
he
one of
used
the best spell cards in the game, but not being utilized to its full potential, right? And that really really was stressing me out because I'm someone that carries arrows myself. My second deck, I use arrows. Arrows can provide value very well. Honestly, one of the best cards because first of all, the radius of arrows is huge. Two, they do instant damage compared to a poison. A poison will do more damage over time, but if you need to kill a card and you need to kill that card immediately, the arrows are your best bet. But still underutilized by Fegs. I wish Fegs used the arrows to the potential. I feel like if he used the arrows better, he would have won the game. Like I feel like that would have been a really good game changer for him, but he just I feel like for Fegs, the good news is he's still in the tournament, he's not out yet. And good news for Devmil is Devmil is also still in the tournament, right? If Devmil lost this match, we would have been saying bye bye to Devmil. But Devmil fighting it off and talking it out, and he still remains in the IO Clash tournament. We look forward to seeing Devmil's third game. The game is set three. Probably gonna play sometime next weekend. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing to watch to see if Devmil will make it into the group stage. But Fegs, we're going to be watching a match too as well, right? You still have an opportunity. You have one more game to play. And if you win your next game, you would be in the group stage as well. And who knows, maybe him and Demi will end up being in the same group, right? He has a bit of a opportunity for a rematch to make some changes to his deck and see if he can actually display something better than what he did this time around. But honestly, Kent, I'm going to throw your normal question to me back to you. What was your worst card to see in this last match?
I think I've said the arrows were not used, obviously, so that but it wasn't used, so it wasn't the worst card. I will say, huh, let me think. What was the worst card I saw? What was the worst? I know the best was the firecracker. The firecracker was amazing. Good
Oh,
work
yes.
there.
Beautiful.
The hog was really good. Um,
A card that I didn't
what
really
was the
like,
worst?
I didn't like, but I think I'm a bit biased, right? Because this is a card I don't just like. It's not about even if they use the card well, I'll hit on it. And that was the Skeleton Dragons. I don't like those cards. It's not something you normally hear someone say, right? I know yes, they are kind of okay, but I don't like those cards, right? So little health points, so little damage for a four elixir card, right? Yes, they can. There are two dragons, right? So there are two things to kill, but still, I would rather use a baby dragon any day, anytime over those skeleton dragons. And you saw them the way Fegs used them, right? Didn't offer a lot of value, right? I'm probably you probably even forgot that they were in the game,
True,
like just because of how underutilized that they were. They were no form of effects, no form of value. Just it's almost like he didn't carry them.
true. I see another problem with Feg's gameplay. Like, I don't think he had a lot of cards that do splash, like a wizard or a witch, that
Yes.
do splash damage to air troops. I don't think he had a lot of those because typically that flying machine is a horrible card, in my opinion, because
Really?
a wizard will out so quickly,
True.
so
True.
quickly, so quickly that it doesn't matter, you know. And maybe that's why I think it's useless because I always carry a wizard. There are some cards that are non-negotiables on my deck: a wizard, a witch, a mega knight. Is it mega knight? Yeah, mega knight,
Yeah.
and either a hog rider or the hogs, one of the two. Those are non-negotiables. I need to have them on any deck. Then the remaining slots I can fill in with whatever I can find. So because of that, flying devices is trash. Like, it doesn't even stress me out because I have a wizard, I have a witch, so it's not going to go anywhere. You
Oh, and
know.
the next match
But
has
yeah,
begun actually.
okay.
Let's
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 go watch
let's
some.
watch and see.
Yeah, welcome everyone to the next match. We have Tony on the low versus Mr. D&D. Mr. D&D and Tony on the low both coming from no shows from their previous matches, right? Tony on the low missing his first match, Mr. D&D missing his match first match as well. So we don't know how these players play. Very interesting tactic by Mr. D&D, sending off a snowball to begin a match. I don't know what message he's trying to send to Tony. If he's trying to say, I'm going to waste this spell on you, right? Have fun, enjoy that. But it's probably not going to be a best tactic, right? And then look at Tony using the two tower tactic, right? Trying to send the hog rider on one end while also sending the mini picker on the other end. This is a tactic that when it works beautifully well. But when it doesn't work, it's really, really doesn't work. And I really hope that this is more of the former than the latter, and it actually works a bit better in Tony's favor. Well, yeah, Kent, what do you think about this strategy so far?
Interesting, very interesting. And I think I like the way D&D is playing. He's able to, yeah, exactly. He's been able to deal good damage to Tony for now. But yeah, this is a beautiful use of a
I
goblin
was
hawk.
about to say that.
Exactly when you this is exactly why the goblin hunt exists. A distraction that can do damage.
Yes, amazing use of the Goblin Hub by Mr. D&D, right? Purely, did you see that placement, Ken? Horrible placement by Tony, right? Trying to get the fireball to hit both the tower and the Goblin Hut, missing the Goblin Hut and only hitting the tower. I have to say, it's not looking good for Tony. It's really not looking good for Tony. You can see the difference in skill level. Mr. D&D shining, outshining Tony in every regard. And Tony not defending as well as he can, right? But this is so far a good defense, right? Will the Giants get to the tower? He will not. And that is something, and I like the urgency that Tony displayed right now against the Giants getting, right? That's a card that immediately you see across the bridge. All hands on deck, as Kent usually say, right? You have to stop that card from getting to your tower. And he did, but not defending well enough. And now that first tower has gone up to Kadiadi. Kent, your thoughts?
Yeah, I hope Tony is relying on the 2x elixir to do significant damage now. I haven't seen a lot of interesting plays from him so far. His response time as well, it was good, but I think he should have dealt with that. What was that card? The furnace. He should have dealt
Yeah,
with it
he
sooner
should.
than
He should
later.
have. He should have. And look at this tactic by Tony, right? The same tactic he employed in the beginning of the game, right? Trying to use the hog to do a bit of damage on the other end. But look at Mr. D&D about to take the second tower down. It's looking worse and worse for Tony, right? I don't see how he comes out from this. And what is sad about this match is if Tony loses this match, it's bye-bye Tony. This is his final clash with
Yeah.
us, and we might be saying goodbye to someone at the end of this stream, guys. Mr. D&D 2 towers down. Tony has taken no tower down. It's not looking really good. It's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good,
Yeah.
bro.
Tony's deck is very cheap. I'm hoping this is his least preferred deck that he's
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people play that strategy. The first game will be their least preferred deck just to get it out of the way. And then the second game they play with their primary deck, and the
Yes.
third game with their next favorite deck. So let's hope that that's what Tony did because his deck was really low elixir. And in these games, I don't think, oh, interesting. I don't think low elixir is the way to go.
Yes, it is.
Mr.
It's really
D&D
good.
is going for the kill now.
Starting with the golem, right? What is
But
going to be behind
this
the
is a
golem?
very smart play by Tony. This is exactly what I said. You need to drop your cards early to deal with that golem. You need to drop your cards early. And that is perfect. Using the witch to send skeletons, the Tesla to destroy deal with it because it takes
All
a
hands
lot
on
of
deck.
damage.
All
So
hands
the
on
earlier
deck.
you start dealing with it, the better. That's beautiful play by Tony. But he needs to do something now. He needs the log or something to send those boys back, but he's not using the log. He's absorbing the damage. He has the log, he's not using it. And this is what I don't understand.
It's
That
over.
tower will go down.
It's over.
Yeah, so this is a crazy concept. And this is also shows, I say it shows how well you play. How do you allow that much damage when you have elixir to drop a log because you
Yes.
wanted to drop a witch? Easy win for Mr. D&D. Easy win. Easy win for Mr. D&D. I think Tony's game this round was surprising to me. That was surprising to me. Yeah, I was truly surprised how he let that play out. You
Yeah.
had a card you could have used to slow down their attack and push them back. Every second counts. But
It
because you
does.
wanted the witch, you let it play out. You then drop the witch literally in front of the attack. That was not the best. That was not the best. That was not the
I feel
best.
bad. Like it feels
Uh,
like we're laughing at them, but we're not. Yeah. It's really not the best
Yeah, no, the
strategy.
strategy we have to call out strategies that are not good. Just for their next games, for other people that are playing again eventually in the tournament, so they can know how to play. The witch is a beautiful card, but you need to. She's also maybe mid range, not necessarily long range, so you
Mm-hmm.
can drop her a bit far away from the
Yes.
attack. So what he would have, I think, Tony should have done there was drop the witch in a place where all the people attacking your tower all the troops attacking your tower will come towards the witch to attack her first before going to the last tower because they had a mini P.E.K.K.A there. That would have bought you some time. That would have bought you some time to
Yes.
build up elixir to figure out what next. Drop the log to push them back. That buys you some time. And once you have enough elixir, put the witch in a strategic position that draws them away. That gives you time to deal with it. But he dropped the witch just in front of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, good game. Yeah, Mr. D&D, beautiful game. I like the way you pressed hard and got the win,
Yeah,
right? And this
he
is how
didn't
I
slow
play.
down.
Once I take down one tower and I see that you're not responding quickly enough, I go all out. Like I charge at you in a way that you can't believe, and I charge so badly,
Kent, are you seeing
Sometimes it
the
works.
YouTube comments? I saw a comment by Ubong. He's saying, "Then is this your co-host Harshu?" But he's saying facts, right? He's not being harsh. He's saying you're saying the truth. The gameplay was he made mistakes. He did make mistakes, right? That he could be he could be learned from, right, Kent? Yeah, you're right.
Very costly mistakes.
Yes, waiting for the. I understand where he was coming from, right? Sometimes you're thinking, maybe his concept was this. He felt like maybe a log might not be sufficient, so maybe I should wait a bit, take a bit more damage, and then drop a witch that could give me more value. But you see, that was it. He had a gamble, and his gamble lost because the witch did not do anything. The witch did not do anything. And look at the build up by Mr. Diaz. He's starting with the
Yeah,
golem at the back.
yeah,
They're starting with the golem at the back, then dropping the battle
yeah,
healer, then dropping the electro dragon, just building up a dirty offense. And at first it was looking like Tony would defend it, right? He had the firecracker out, he had the Tesla out, trying to do a bit of a defense, right? But insufficient. The battle healer constantly healing. A golem already has 1,000,000 health points. They now drop a battle healer behind it. I have to
yeah,
say, Mr. Diandi, you're a wicked man. I have to say to you, but listen to me, that you are a wicked man. That is a very wicked. Do you understand that offense? A golem that it's already unkillable. You now drop a battle healer on top of a golem. At this point, drop a heal spirit too now since you're trying to run mad. This is
yeah,
God's
yeah.
blood
Why
of
not?
Jesus. How do you stop that push? How do you? Yes, there are tactics to stop it, but it's very difficult, very difficult to drop it, and and that is where Tony failed, right? Not able to defend that, and hoping for a witch to come and do more value. But as you mentioned, Ken, dropping the witch just too close to, basically in front of the mini picker. How we just spoke
Yeah,
about
it's
this.
me.
We just spoke about this, the witch and the picker, right? How you said a well
Yeah,
placed witch. That is what you said, and exactly what just happened right now. That was not a well placed witch. You're very right, Ken. Your analysis of the gameplay is perfection, and I really
yeah.
hope Tony learns from this.
Yeah, what I would have done is I would have placed the witch behind the attack, so they have to turn back to go and fight her. That gives they're already within the range of your tower, of your king tower. So your king tower will still do damage to them. Place
Mm-hmm.
the witch behind, so they have to come back. That buys you time to think of something, to figure out the defense, right? That's also why I say the best defense in an attack. The golem cost a lot.
Yeah.
So for Mr. D to drop the golem and a healer, he doesn't have elixir. So what I would have done in my position is I have to come up with an attack, and also I have to attack. You can't just all defend in that position. What attacking does for you is Mr. D has to spend the elixir to defend your attack. So that
Yes.
reduces the card you can play to support that golem.
The fun part again, what you're saying
Attack
is,
the
is literally what that guy is saying on the YouTube chat right now. He's basically saying that he said that you're stating facts. That the best tip to play this game is don't let your opponent build a big push. So he said you should have attacked his other princess tower to force his hand to defend that princess tower. Like he also
Yes,
mentioned
he
it.
has to defend.
Yes, he dropped a golem. He dropped a battle healer. He's definitely out of elixir. That is the perfect opportunity to just send everything to the other side. Send it
Yeah,
all. Because you
yeah,
know that the golem is a very slow moving card. Before it gets to your tower, if you send any somewhat reasonable card, it has gotten to the opponent tower and started doing some damage. And it
yes,
forces Mr. Diandi to now try his best to send anything to defend. And while the golem is you're very right, Tega and Kent. That is when you attack aggressively when you see that kind of your opponent is building such a heavy push because you know that this person is out of elixir. Time to flank, time to send
yeah,
out a lot of troops to the other side to get some gameplay. And that Tony was not able to do that. He focused a lot more on defending than attacking. And sadly, you cannot win Clash Royale from defending. You cannot win Clash Royale from defending.
you
You have to attack.
can.
You have
You
to
can't.
attack.
I think those were the two turning points in the game. At the point he dropped the golem alone, at that point, drop a hog rider on the other side,
Yes.
drop something on the other side. He has to release a card to defend it. So him doing that means the golem will move alone. That gives you time to deal with it. But we learn every day, right? Very good game nonetheless, Tony. Very good game. It's just the more you play Clash Royale, the more you learn and figure out things that work and things that don't work.
That is true. That is
Um,
true. Also, maybe the
the
perk
first
before
time I
as
saw
well.
a golem, I was freaked out. Oh, I know how to deal with a golem. I don't even have an issue. Give me a golem. I know how to deal with the golem, and my deck is built to deal with high elixir, high health cards. So golem, giant, whatever you have, I can respond to it. You know,
The funny part is that strategy of Alexa Golem and Battle Healer, that is a strategy that if I saw coming towards me, I'll be very happy. Because my deck is really a very heavy elixir deck. My deck average is 4.5. So someone giving me elixir, thank you. I don't have to add an elixir pump to my deck. You're
thank
giving
you.
me free
Yeah,
elixir. So if make it see my opponent drop an elixir, I have to. This is I'm not even trying to brag. I've only lost against an elixir golem player once in my life, once, and that day shocked me. I sat back. I was like, wait, what? Did I tell
you have to
lose
go
this
and rewatch
much?
the game. What did I do wrong
Yes,
here?
it's true. Quick question, Ken. Do you ever rewatch your matches?
Sometimes, so I've played a game with someone that as soon as the game started, the way this second game lasted, before I could move, the game was over. I'm like, what the hell happened? What did I exactly how the second game played out. As soon
Mhm.
as that's why I know defending is not the way to go. If someone is pushing hard, push an attack. You have to push an attack. That will force their hand. That is the only way. That harsh attack, if you're playing someone that pushes a lot of attack on you, trying to defend it is the worst thing you can do. And
Yes.
another thing, this is why the wizard is the best card in this game. That combo of golem behind the healer, or elixir golem behind the healer or whatever,
Hmm.
wizard will do damage to two of them because they're
Yes.
working close to each other.
Yes. Exactly.
And that
Exactly.
wizard might eventually take out that healer, and then you're only left with the golem to deal with.
Which is easy to deal with.
So yeah, I watch my game not very often, especially like scenarios where I just lose so quickly, and I'm like, what happened
What
here?
happened?
Or I'm surprised how the guy still has elixir. Like, you've dropped all of this. How are you still having elixir? What are you doing? I have to go and rewatch and actually do the maths to figure out, like, how are you able to still have a card?
Bring out a spreadsheet. Bring out a calculator. Give them time
Yeah,
to
like,
audit
looking at
this
my
game.
notes. No, I make notes. Well, what's going on? So
What's going
yeah,
on?
the strategy is important. If it's one key takeaway from Clash Royale, to be a good player, you need to know when to split the attack. You need to know,
Yes.
and what Tega said was absolutely spot on. When someone pushes that hard, attack the next tower immediately.
Immediately.
Immediately. It doesn't matter whether they take your tower, but you attacking that other tower will force their hand to defend and slow down the attack.
True.
Or if you're going to absorb the damage, then you need to have a system that makes sure everybody dies. That needs to be guaranteed. It's true.
I
It needs
feel
to be guaranteed that it's not. So your best bet is send the mini tech, send something to the other tower, something that will cause them some elixir to defend, like a hog, because you can't
true.
really defend a hog easily. You need a hog rider or even a giant. Just send something that will force them to play a card that will reduce their elixir and give you chance to breathe a little.
Do you know
But
what
yeah,
I call
very
that
good
tactic?
game. I'm learning so much in this game. The next
Do you
time
know
I
what I
play,
call
I'm
that?
going to learn some of the strategies.
This tactic I just mentioned, and what I call that tactic is whenever I see someone doing that kind of heavy push of column and particular, I just tell my what I simply say. I just say it out and I'm like, okay, since we're running mad, so I'll just what I simply call it, let's all run mad. That is, since we're all running mad, and I just said the other side, I just said my mega knight and said the witch. At that point I'm like, who would destroy who's tower first? I'm not even whenever I take
Yeah.
out push here, I forget about defending. Like, sure, let's see who would destroy who's tower first since we are running mad. And I will send out my witch, I'll send out my wizard, I'll send out my mega knight. Everything is going. Everything is going to the other end of that tower. I said, sure, let your column be going slowly, slowly, and slowly. Just not by God's grace, I'm hoping for you that you have enough elixir left to defend what I'm about to send to you. Because I know in my heart
Yeah.
I cannot defend your push. So let's see whose tower will go down first. And it's just a look
Yeah,
at matches are always messy.
which is also something that he did. What's his name? Mr. D&D did that I think should have favored Tony. He put the golem behind his king tower, so the golem had a long way to go to get to
Yes.
that tower. You had time to say, okay, the golem is released. I will send a heavy push against the next tower. Get them to come up with something.
And that
You
and that's
know.
and that's where he failed.
So yeah,
But this was a very
that
interesting
that,
match.
that was,
Actually, I like the conversation that came from this match just because of this we'll call him is it tobacco or whatever they call it. So the debacle. But yeah, I'm just reading the YouTube comments. People Ubong is laughing. Tega say he causes the race to the tree tower, right? Some of us do it. It's just a race at that point. You're just sending everything out. Like it's just a race at this point. Who will get there first? And most times the column will get there last because it's just a very. I have to say, I think that's the slowest card in the whole game. I don't think any card slower than the column in the whole
it has
Clash
to
Royale.
be. Then it loads. When you drop a golem, it takes a second or two to load before
Hmm.
it becomes active. So you have time to come up with something.
And this is where experience comes in, right? Knowing the kind of strategy to utilize when you're playing against somebody, right? Not every strategy will work at all the time, at all times. There's a time to be technical. There's a time to defend. There's a time to be very aggressive. Like like look at this same scenario, right? If someone dropped a giant instead of a golem, it might not be the best strategy to just send everything because giant cost 5. That person still has elixir. There's a high chance they can probably still defend your push, right? It all comes down to just how much experience you have in Clash Royale. This is a strategy that a lot of people don't follow, especially when you're not an aggressive player. Let's say you're someone that your deck is not built on aggression at all. You're more technical, right? And you see a golem drop by, your mindset will not go to push, 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 because your mindset is never on that kind of rhythm. You're never
Mhm.
aggressive like that. And because of that, you might end up saying, okay, that should probably start building a push, and that's where, as I say, it comes to different cards. So as much as I don't like reactive gameplay, I try to be proactive in Clash rather than reactive. But a lot of cards force your hand to be reactive. A golem is one of them. An X-bow is another good example, right? If your opponent drops an X-bow, you're decent. Forget anything that you were thinking in your head. Forget all your strategy that you had before the game. It
All
has
your
scattered.
strategy is over. You
It
need to
has scattered.
your strategy is over. You
It's
need to
over.
respond.
You must respond to an expo. So these are the kind of cards that just force your hand to do what you didn't plan to do. But you must, and as I said, you must be adaptive in Clash Royale. Even if you had an idea, and even if let's say you've dropped the card ready to start your push, right? But someone drops an expo, scatter it. Scatter your, you know, okay, the gameplay has changed. The game plan has just changed completely. I have to react to
Yes.
this,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's very amazing. So the next match we're having, it's we have who is next? It's Nipsey versus Damilare. I see Nipsey is already on the clan, but Damilare isn't out yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So yeah,
In the meantime,
it was a good game.
I've learned a lot from these games. I've learned a lot,
Really, what have you learned? What have you
different
learned?
the gob the what you said, I guess what we just said now, I'm not, so this is another thing. I'm not the type of player that would wait. I don't wait. Like if we start a game, I'm going to because the thing with waiting is it puts you in the second hand. You're assuming that, oh, whatever I play, you can defend it, right? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. You really don't know. Your hope is that, okay, whatever I drop, you'll be able to reactively do something to catch it.
Hmm.
But if you may not be able to eventually do something good enough to save you in the game, and I'll take some damage on. I'm not the person to waste elixir. Like my goal with every match is I don't leak any elixir. If I'm leaking, very few,
Yeah,
very little elixir. I push, I push, I push. Because each time I keep it, and this is what some people don't always realize. The more time you spend defending, the less time you're attacking.
that is true. That is true.
The less time you're attacking. I played a game with someone that it was exactly what he was doing, just defending, defending, defending. But what that means is at that point, if I see that your defense is so good, my game plan will change to just trickle damage, just take any damage I can get,
Yes,
and I'll wait for overtime. Not overtime, I'll wait for tiebreaker to win you through tiebreaker. I'm like, okay, fine. Since your defense is so good that I cannot really push a tower and get it, fine. I'll keep you so busy that I'm waiting for tiebreaker. And my guarantee is once it gets to tiebreaker, I would have done more damage to your tower than you've done to mine, and I will still take that win.
exactly. You're right. Then people have to learn how to change strategies, right? No strategy works for every single battle that you have in Clash Royale. Some, like you mentioned, right? Sometimes your strategy might be an aggressive push, but if that's not working, right? Some people are just master defenders. I've played against some people that you are not passing that, you're not getting to that tower. Not seeing you drop. They're carrying like three building cards, they're carrying splash damage, they're carrying heavy hitters. Not seeing you drop is ever going to get to that tower. Strategy has to change. I've played against someone that I had to change my strategy to just poison spell. That was the only way I was getting it. I was getting damage on that guy's tower. Constantly cycling through my poison spell, dropping spell cycling as they call it, right? Dropping my poison, and then I will try and attack. They would defend it, drop my poison again. That's how I won that match. Just because I knew that I would not pass this guy. There was no way. Some people are just master defenders, and you have to learn how to adapt to that and change your strategy depending on what game you're playing. The game is very complicated. I have to give it to Clash Royale. Like I have to tell you, Kent, when you started playing Clash Royale to now that you're more of a seasoned veteran in Clash Royale, your mindset has definitely changed about the game, right? Like it's not as it's not about some people.
Definitely.
When you start playing Clash Royale, people think it's about who can drop more cards fast. It is not about the faster the
No.
dropping cards. No, no, it's a lot more. It's mind games if you ask me. It's serious mind games if you ask me.
Yeah.
Some people, I've seen people that I played against someone that did this waiting thing, right? So this waiting thing, I generally don't like waiting to leak elixir. It's something I do not like at all. But I this it
Mm.
works against if I'm using a Mega Knight and you're using a Mega Knight too. I've noticed it. So whenever I want to start a push, right, and let's say I drop my Mega Knights in front or somehow behind, right, and I drop a witch behind him, right. I've seen someone that wouldn't play, right. They would wait for your Mega Knight to cross the bridge to get to a distance where their princess towers can start attacking your Mega Knight, and they would drop their Mega Knight on top of your Mega Knight, right? So there's a high chance your Mega Knight will die quite quickly and the Mega Knight will still be in full health. And because of that, they now know that you don't have your Mega Knight card available anymore. And sadly, one of the best defenses against a Mega Knight is a Mega Knight. So they now
Yeah.
know that and they now start a push because they know that one, you're down on elixir, right? The Mega Knight and Witch combination, that's 11 elixir, you're down. Sorry, 12 elixir, you're down really, really well. And two, that their Mega Knight is basically still in full health. They probably have a Witch too behind their Mega Knight and they push, but it's still something that doesn't work a lot. It does something that works all the time, right? This whole way, generally, I would say avoid it. It's and also it puts you in a reactive kind of system, right? If you're waiting for your opponent to play, you're waiting to react to something. It's, except your deck is such a good deck at countering. Like some decks are built for counter, right? Except that's what your deck is. But if that's not the kind of deck
Mm.
you're carrying, there's a high chance you would lose in that interaction. You have to be more progressive. You have to and send your cards out, right? Don't leak the elixir because the more if you send the card at the back before your card gets to the bridge, you're probably full of elixir again, and you can now send out even more to even cause more damage and more frustration on your team. So yeah, it's a strategy people need to employ. The next match, Damilare versus Nipsey, it's looking like it might not hold, right? That means the match would go to Nipsey, but that's okay. I have to say, Kent, this is one of the best um, streams we've actually had, right? Everyone, this is the first match that we're having a no show, which is insane, right? This is our sixth
Yeah.
match of today. 5 matches have gone on. I have to say thank you to every single person out there that's participating in this tournament, right? Thank you for making yourself available to actually participate in this tournament, right? I see that people are now showing up a lot more, which is really, really impressive to see. You guys are the MVPs. You guys are the best. Thanks so much for joining us today and actually participating in your matches. Sadly, by the end of this week, as we mentioned earlier, we're going to have, but end of this weekend, we're going to have to say goodbye to a bunch of players, people that have lost 2 matches. I think we've said goodbye to one person already. Tony on the low, we had to tell him goodbye, right? And it's sad to see him go. It's sad to see anyone go, but sadly we didn't tell anyone at the beginning of the time that everyone's going to be a winner. There's no participation trophies here. Like you have to actually go far to do well in this tournament. And I'm reading the comments on YouTube. The guy is saying, imagine your opponent has an E Giant in hand. Would you drop your picker anyhow because you don't want to leak elixir? Oh, the truth is, leaking elixir, there's two mentalities about it. Some people would rather leak elixir than drop a card and waste that card, which I approve of. That's the truth, right? All on the name of not looking at leaking elixir, you don't want to drop your picker. But so when you leak elixir, when you're dropping a card because you don't take elixir, it's not your answer. You feel me, right? You don't drop your Inferno Dragon, you don't drop your log, because those are answers. You don't those are not the cards you want to drop because of you're trying not to leak elixir. You drop cards that even if you misplay them, is not so bad. Like someone like me now, I carry a wizard, I carry a witch. A wizard and a witch are very similar cards due to the splash damage, right? So if I waste my witch,
Yeah.
I'm not so angry because I know my wizard is still there in the
But they're
hand.
not very expensive as well.
Mm-hmm.
So before your attack gets to me, I will have enough elixir to deal with it.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, that match has ended. Nipsey. Something I forgot to mention earlier, right? Because we kind of started today's YouTube recording with boom bam boom bam. We will just be moving, right? Remember, everyone, we do have the secret word giveaway happening again today and tomorrow. If you're watching the stream for the first time, I'm going to give you guys a bit of a breakdown to what the secret word giveaway is, right? I'm sure Tega, listening right now, can give you guys a perfect breakdown on how this of how this giveaway works, but I'll give it to you guys. It's very simple. At any point during the stream, I will ask my co-host, either this first stream or the second stream we have in the evening, what is your favorite card today? They will give me an answer. It could be the battle healer, it could be the golem, it could be the mini picker, it could be the rune giant. God forbid, but it could be the rune giant, right? It could be any card. And when they give me that card, the first person that goes to our Instagram and sends us a message on our Instagram DM, letting us know the name of the card that the co-host mentioned, you win 5,000 naira. No strings attached, no questions asked. The 5,000 naira is yours. But you have to be following us on Instagram. Okay, that's the one caveat. You can't just send us that DM without following us. We check, we do check. So you can't um just cheat us, right? So first person that sends us the name of that card, you win 5,000 naira. Tega has won the past 3 times, right? Tega is racking up some money, right? He wants to win both the Iron Class assignment and also wants to win all the giveaways, right? So someone out there that's watching, I know I see Samuel is watching, I see Praise is watching us on our YouTube. Don't let Tega win this time around, okay? I want to see a different person send us a DM, but if no one sends us a DM and Tega is first, he won fair and square. The money is all yours, Tega. Okay? We're not hitting on you. We want to see some variety. Variety is the spice of life, as people say, right? So yeah, but that's what the Secret World giveaway is about. The Iron Clash, the Iron League team. We love um supporting our fellow gamers and people that support us as well, and that's why we actually created this giveaway just to give. It's a bit of a thank you back to people that actually spend their data watch us on YouTube, right? It means a lot. I know in the economy of Nigeria, right now, data is expensive, light is expensive, but being able to actually watch our streams, it means a lot to us. So that's why we created this Secret World giveaway to give back to our viewers. And yeah, that's what it's all about. So please listen to us. It could happen at any point. It could happen this stream. It could happen next stream. Listen for that secret word. Send us a DM on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, and the money is yours. And also, if you're watching this stream right now, you're not subscribed to our YouTube yet. What are you waiting for? Come on, don't you love to see our beautiful faces? Look at Kent. Look at this beautiful man right here. Don't you want to see his face again?
What
Please
can I say?
please subscribe
What
to our
can I
YouTube
say? You're
channel.
making me blush.
So yeah, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, okay? Click on that notification icon, okay? So you don't miss our live. We go live every weekend on Saturdays and on Sundays. You don't want to miss it, right? The games have been amazing today. Amazing gameplay, amazing commentary. You see some beautiful faces in the way, right? So please subscribe to our YouTube, like our videos, ring that notification, click on that notification icon, and yeah, we're going to keep on giving you guys an amazing experience. And we're going to take you guys along this journey till we crown the Iron King. Well, yeah, that's all I have to say. The next match is beginning in 1 minute. It's going to be G Divine and Idera the Great. I think Idera the Great is coming from a previous no show. I don't know if I see him already in the clan. I don't know if he's been contacted yet, but I see G Divine is already here.
Ready and good
He's
to
ready.
go. Hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, Kent. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. But while the game is starting, on the conversation of leaking elixir, I think that is the best case for the princess. She's a low cost card that
Thank
deals damage
you,
to your tower
thank
and
you.
forces your opponent to respond. Because if you don't respond to that princess card, that 100 damage every hit will count
It's well,
eventually.
it's well, it's well. That's why. Do you carry the princess?
I do, I do. I carry the princess and the hog. So so what I do is I always open the game with a hog rider. So either
Okay,
a hog rider or the hogs themselves. I use that to open the game because whatever your strategy is, you need to respond to that.
that is true.
Whatever your strategy is, you need to respond to that. And if you choose not to respond, well, good. I take that tower. Both wins are okay with me.
People not
And I
respond.
have a vine as well. That also what helps me, be more aggressive. Because I know if you try to defend carelessly, I can trap your vine and your tower and do more damage before you take out those cards.
That's a good strategy. The hogs and the
I
vine
think I
strategy.
put you on the vine. I don't think you played the vine normally until you saw me use it.
You're the one that put me on the vine. I didn't think it was that great a spell card. Really, I like it's that ability to bring air troops down is broken. It's broken. That
Yes.
ability, like I never thought I would see a day I would see a Mega Knight jump on a baby dragon, but it happened one day. I saw it happen, and I like, it's almost
It's better
unfair.
with the Inferno Dragon. I use that so that's why I always have a vine for that purpose because I know the biggest problem I have with my Mega Knight are those cards that deal multiply damage,
Oh
right?
yes,
The Inferno Dragon and
the mighty miner
what's
too.
that tower? Inferno Tower and
Infinite Tower.
what else? Those cards that do those multiply damages. So what I do is I trap you with the vine. And what that does is then by the time you restart your attack, you start again from the beginning. So it buys me time to do enough damage to take you out.
That is true. I wish the vine was a bit
You know,
longer. That's
Divine
the only issue I have
is a
with it.
top spell card.
It is. It is. I'm seeing a message right now. Kent. Tega is asking you a question. Actually, he's asking, "What's your most annoying card to deal with? Like, what's the card you hate when you see your opponent is using that just stresses you out?"
It depends on the skill level. Like I said, someone has used the X-Bow to mess me up, like to mess me up badly, badly, badly. So it depends on the skill level of the person. The S-Bow can be a very frustrating card, but in general, like all in all, I would say when Sparky came out, it was a problem because I didn't. It was a problem, but now not so much. You know, it was a problem when Sparky came out. Now I can figure out the way to deal with the Sparky. Let me think. What would be a problematic card?
How about the regular
Huh.
picker, the big picker?
That's easy. The picker is we just a witch. That's all. It's
That's
even
true.
and the transaction is so easy. You're spending 5 to take out 7.
It's
So,
perfect.
so it's perfect. The math is great. You know, no, the picker is not even a problem. I'm just thinking, what is
What about
a
Akibola?
very bowl? Exactly, bowler is interesting. Bowler is interesting.
It's an interesting card.
Bowler is in fact, someone played me so well with the bowler. I put the bowler on my deck, but I can't figure out how to use it properly. You know, bowler I think is very interesting. Bowler is interesting.
Yes,
That
it is
much I
because
can
it's a
say.
tanky card, and then that rolling damage it pushes your card back, and it also
Back,
does
yeah.
splash damage. It's like if the bowler could hit air troops, that'd have been the best card in the
At that point, he's stoning. He's no longer rolling them. He has to.
game.
He has to
he's,
stone you to
he's
take
really
out air troops.
killing two birds with one stone. He's throwing, he's targeting. His target practice
I
is
would
doing
say
now.
the most difficult card, honestly, the most difficult. If you use it really well, the X-Bow can frustrate you.
True, true.
You know, I've also seen people that use that balloon really well. So it just comes down to there are a lot of good cards that are difficult to deal with, but it comes down to how you play them. You know, I've seen someone use the balloon. They don't use the balloon to open the attack. No, they will
Interesting.
attack you. You know, you spend elixir to defend. At the point where you don't have a lot of elixir left, then they drop the
Balloon.
balloon. You
Wow.
know, and then you're scrambling to figure out what to do to deal with it, right? So, or they make you use your wizard first. So your wizard is out of the equation. You maybe not even have a witch, or you have a witch does some damage, but not as much as the wizard, right?
Yes.
So I've seen people play the balloon really, really well. The one that drops the bombs on the buildings.
Oh
It's
yeah.
called balloon, right? Because
Is balloon. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, so I've seen people play that card really, really well. You know, the balloon with the vine and the rage is also a very deadly combination. Um, the
Quick
lumberjack
question
used to
though.
irritate me as well.
What about this card, the boss bandit? What do you think about
Oh yes, I forgot about that card. That card is that card. I don't want to swear, but that card is lunacy. I forgot about that card.
her?
The boss bandit is a problem. It's
True.
also so someone played me with the boss bandit too, and I'm like, what is going on?
She keeps
Like,
going.
what
She keeps
what
going.
actually is going on? The boss bandit is actually, yeah, I think yes, I think the most difficult card to deal with is the boss bandit. I think so. Yes,
She
that
is.
ability to charge back is a scam. That's It's nothing short of a scam. You know, it's not fair. That ability to charge back. And so this is the thing with Clash Royale. Some cards are just supercharged.
Not
Some
true.
cards are just ridiculously supercharged, and then those cards, their evils are now even charged even more. I'm like,
Yes.
it doesn't even make sense. Like you were telling me the barbarian badge, or the barbarian, what do you call that?
The
The
barbarian,
barbarian
the hots or the barrel.
no, the one barrel, not the barrel, no, the one that charges the buildings.
The battle ram.
Battle ram,
The battle
sorry, the
ram.
battle
Oh
ram. So the
yes.
battle ram messed up card on its own, because if it hits your building, that's like 700 damage, right?
Yes.
But then the evil battle ram is now madness.
It's lunacy,
It's
as you
fire.
as you say.
What the hell is that? You know. So yeah, I would say boss bandit should be top card, difficult to deal with. I would say boss bandit.
It's very difficult, especially when you're
Yeah,
using
I would
someone
say the
that can
boss
actually
bandit is
use the boss
difficult to deal
bandit
with.
very well. Very difficult to deal with. Very,
Yeah,
very difficult to deal with.
yeah, I
But
would
yeah,
say boss bandit is difficult what to deal with. Yeah, I would say the boss bandit. Yeah, so my answer would be the boss bandit. I think every other card, it depends on your skill level, but even boss bandit also depends on your skill level. But in all, I think it's the most difficult card. Okay, so we had a no show. It's the
Yes.
most difficult card to deal with. My least favorite card in the game entirely now, it's at least my
There are
least
plenty.
favorite
Oh, there are
card in the
plenty
game
cards I don't like
entirely.
in Clash in Clash
Let
Royale.
me
So
think.
many.
Let me think. I like to look at elixir, what you cost me versus the damage you're putting out. If it's an attacking card,
Hmm.
does it make sense? I have a question for you actually before that. How often do you see people play building cards? I don't see that a lot. I don't see a lot of people that
Really?
play building. Yeah, I don't see that a lot. Building cards that just building card.
Just building
Besides
cards.
the Tesla is the only building card I see being used consistently.
The Tesla, I
But
think the Tesla is
other
the
building,
highest.
I don't really see it a lot.
I think the Tesla has the highest pick rate of every single building card. It's but and for a good reason, right? It's first of all
Good
attacking
reason.
both air
Good reason.
and ground. Two, going back into that. I think that the main thing is it going back up when it's not attacking anybody. Broken. I've seen people that have missed fireballs because the Tesla just went inside immediately and the fireball just hit the ground.
And then,
So
yes, I just wasted four
wasted.
elixir or three elixir.
Yes. And then the
Just
evil
wasted it.
Tesla, very very good building evolution. I think
What does
that's
it do? I've seen it a few times, but I'm not even certain what it does. What does the evil Tesla do?
so whenever the Tesla comes out, it brings out a radius of like electricity basically that just kind of spreads. It's not
Yeah.
broken per se, oh, but it's very very helpful. Like because the Tesla, where the Tesla fails is because swarm cars like skeleton army, right, or goblin gang, it doesn't do very well against those cars because it's one hit, right. But then with this evolution, when they bring out that circular range of electricity, it basically zaps everything in that field. So basically, it will take out a skeleton army by itself. Does that way? So it really helps. I like when I see evolutions that help a card to fix a flaw that it does not
It has already.
it has already
Interesting.
exactly. And
Interesting.
that was one of the best evolutions there. But honestly, when he's talking of speaking of evolutions, I want to ask you what's your best evolution, but I know are you going to say it's a Mega Knight?
It has to be. It just has to be. I actually don't see any evolution that is better.
What
In
about the
fact,
Witch? I think the Witch
every
is a bit
evil
better.
card against evil Mega Knight, I still think the evil Mega Knight will come out on top.
Hmm, that's
Because
true,
in
actually.
some degree, the biggest problem with the Pika was that when you send out a skeleton army, it attacks them one at a time.
Yeah,
But the Mega Knight attacks three or four skeletons at a time because it
splash. Yes.
swings, right? So it does some form of a splash damage, yes. So realistically, I don't see any evil that would take out a Mega Knight. I don't see it. And then it pushes you back. So this is something I do. This is a strategy I have with Divine. Let me put you on game. So I do my
Yeah.
Mega Knight, right? I do my evil Mega Knight and I start sending you back to your tower. And once you get close enough to your tower, I will vine you and the tower together. So any hit
Ma,
will
that's
do
that,
you
that's game. That is game.
damage.
I have to give it to you though. Like you have really utilized the vine to the highest. I think out of everybody I know that plays Clash Royale, I don't know if Chris uses the vine too as well. I know you use the vine. I tried to use the vine. I couldn't figure it out very well, so I don't carry it anymore. But I use the poison instead. But you use the vine and you use the vine very very well. I have to give it to you. Your vine usage is top notch. I don't think I've seen anyone use Vine as well as you use
I
Vine.
love
Like anywhere. You love it. Since that card came out, you hopped on it and you never let it go. Because I remember there's a time
it.
when you were going through spell cards to see which one you like the most. I know you tried the you never use the freeze. I feel like there's a point you were carrying freeze, or maybe I'm
I
mistaken.
tried the freeze, I tried the lightning as well, but man, the cost to benefit ratio wasn't given. But the Vine is three, so it's not an expensive card, and you can hold that. If you place the Vine properly, you can do 500, 600 damage very easily by
True.
just placing the Vine in the right spot. So what I do is, like I told you, once I have evil Mega Knight, I make sure I have my Vine ready. And my goal is just push back your attack to your tower. Once I can push
Mm.
it back enough to the tower, the Vine will hold three things at a time. So to hold your tower,
Oh,
I
is
need
it
to
a max of
hold two
three?
cards close to your. Yes, it holds three things.
Mad. That's insane. Actually, three things is insane.
Three things at a time. So I will
Wow.
hold your tower, I will hold whatever it is I'm attacking, even if it's your own Mega Knight. I will hold your Mega Knight to that tower. And then, God will punish you, and I have a wizard behind me. By the time I hold Mega Knight, whatever else you have in one spot, the wizard will just do splash damage, and everything is going down.
It's over.
So I'm almost guaranteed Evil Knight, not Evil Knight, Evil Witch and what's it
Evil
called?
Mega
An
Knight.
Evil Mega Knight with my Vine. There is nothing you can do about it. There is absolutely nothing you can do about it.
That
Nothing.
is a
Nothing you can
statement.
do about it. You can do. I played someone that played their Tesla, but then they played the Tesla too close to their tower. So I was able to use the Vine to hold down the Tesla, hold down the
Wait,
tower, and still hold
Vines
the
hold
player.
Teslas down? Really?
Yes, hold down your Tesla. It will hold your Tesla. It will hold the Inferno Tower. It will hold down your Tesla.
That's insane. I didn't even know that. I didn't know Vines held building cars as well. I thought they only held regular troops.
Yes, they hold building cards. Yeah, they hold everything: building cards, air troops, everything will get. It's a very, very, very good card.
You're definitely the Vines
I did
ambassador.
my best. Yes, yes,
Like
yes. I am. I can't even deny it.
like a Jehovah's Witness for Vines. Going to knock on people's door. Have you accepted Vine into your deck today? But honestly, I think the only issue I won't say that an issue sir, because it's clearly not your problem. It's I feel like the Vine doesn't hold really long. It's very short. You have to react. You have to have
Timing.
something on time it very
The
well.
more you play
Exactly.
it, you play that timing right to the T. The
Mm.
timing is very important, right? The more you play it, you figure out that timing. Another thing I see people do is Goblin Barrel and Vine. They do the Goblin
Oh,
Barrel. You will trip your wizard to deal with my Goblin Barrel. But just before my Goblin hits the ground, I will tie down your wizard and the tower, and then use the Goblin Barrel will do the damage. The timing is very key with using the Vine. You need to time it to
very well.
perfection. But if you do, top notch card, top notch.
I cards that have to do with almost perfection timing. I struggle with those cards, right? Like a card like I know that's for some odd reason I don't use very well is the rocket. The rocket, you have to get very, very good timing with the rocket because first of all, the radius is very, very. If you want to let's say you want to hit a card and hit the tower. Let's say a wizard wants to pass through your tower, right? You want to hit the wizard and also hit the
Yeah,
opponent's tower, and you want to use a rocket. The radius of a rocket is so small, and then it has a bit of a delay because it goes up and it
flight time.
flies. That flight
Yeah.
time is very compared to like arrows that just boom land or a poison spell that just boom land. So those cards, especially spell cards that have to do with perfect timing. I won't lie, I struggle with those because like the rocket, the vines as you mentioned, Seth, the royal delivery, those are cards that if you misplace your timing, it's almost bad. It's almost against you if you misplace the timing, right?
Yeah,
Imagine dropping vines and you miss everybody. First of all, you've lost an answer because the vines are an answer, and
yeah.
secondly, you've wasted elixir, and it almost goes bad in your favor. You cannot mistime those cards really. There's some cards that are harder to mistime. Like you almost can never mistime arrows. The radius is just so big and it's almost instant. Like if you mistime
Yeah.
arrows, it's really all you. Like it's no, it's just you.
You're probably eating when you are playing the game.
Exactly.
That's the only.
You're probably eating or your boss is coming and you're just quickly just hiding your phone and you misplaced it. But cards like Divine, you have to be like yeah, you have to keep on practicing with those cards really. Funny part when Divine came out, there's another spell card that came out at the same time to the Goblin Course. Did you ever use the Goblin Course?
I use this, but it's only good in one scenario. My problem with the
Thank
Goblin
you.
course is it's only good in one scenario, and you don't play. I don't play card that can only work in one scenario because you're just waiting for that one scenario.
Yes. And even the one
Someone
scenario is
fooled
good
me
at
with it. I was like, if someone
really.
used it against me and it worked like a because I'm a wizard lover. I'm a witch lover. I use the witch like no man's business. So so what they did was as my witch was spawning skeletons, they just dropped the cost and all her skeletons turned into goblins and attacked my tower.
it
I'm
will
like, oh, nice. For that was maybe when I went to get it, I tried to use it, but the
it's hard to
scenarios are
use.
too.
They're too it's too specific. Like and from my say why I don't like the Goblin Course is this it only works in one scenario and it's not even the best answer for that scenario. There's so many other things that can defend the witch that it's not as if oh my god the Goblin Course I would as much as yes you get some value right because the witch's skeletons will turn into goblins but still goblins are not if they turn into hogs hey there was a hog course now you're talking now you're talking. But
Yeah.
they turn into goblins. Goblins that your towers can easily kill by themselves. So in the end, you're like, okay. Like if I
It's
rather
not,
use
yeah, the damage you take of it is minimal.
it's very minimal. Like it's so specific.
It's
Like
very
I
minimal.
don't think I've seen one person. Uh, I've not seen one person actually use the Goblin Course so well that I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing since sliced bread. No, it's just a very
You just do some damage. That's all. Fine. I was just intrigued by it, and I'm like, oh, this
oh
is a
okay.
very cool concept, but it's not too great.
And I
It's
think
not
our
too
next
great.
match is
It's only
about
good
to
like for a
begin.
skeleton army. So I try to time
Oh,
it for
yo
when someone
yes,
uses a skeleton army, and you use like a fireball or something to kill all those skeleton armies. They all just spawn into goblins. Maybe you can see value, but again, it's still a very specific scenario.
too
It's still a
specific,
very
too
specific
specific.
scenario.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
nah, it doesn't.
and most times the truth is that most times when people drop a skeleton army, they're not just dropping a skeleton army to just go on their own, right? They usually have there's always something outside too with the skeleton army. So unless and most times it's a wizard. So if you use the goblin course and they all turn into goblins, the wizard will just clear it and the story has ended.
I'll just deal with them. Exactly. It's not versatile enough for a card.
It's really
No.
not. It's not a card that will enter my deck for
I
any
like cards
ever.
that allow me to even defend because I also use Vine to defend. Sometimes if you're charging my tower, I'll use my Vine to hold you down on the bridge or after the bridge so I can do more damage before you get to the tower. So
Hmm,
something like a golem that you sent to me, at some point I will hold on that golem with the Vine just
nice.
to deal damage as I can before it comes through.
And the vine
It's a
does
more versatile card.
it is. I know people don't know this about the vine. The vine actually does a good amount of damage. Vines can take out goblins. They can take out skeletons, right? They can take out. They do a
Yeah.
bit of damage. So
Princess, I usually take out princesses as well. If you get a
really it takes out
princess, I just put a Vine.
princesses.
If you take out your princess, yes.
I'm
But
sleeping
your
though.
prince, the prince that has the warrior that comes out at
Oh
some
yeah,
point,
the little prince. Yes.
if you time your vine properly, your vine can also take out that prince.
Wow. I'm
It
snoozing on
does
the vine though.
quite
I'm snoozing on the
a lot
vine.
of damage.
Ha.
You're snoozing seriously. You're snoozing seriously. It's a good attack. It's a good defensive card. I like my deck to be very versatile. I don't like decks that just one particular scenario is planned. That's why I stopped using the balloon. The balloon because it's just it's too routine. It's too standard.
Yeah, that's true.
I like a deck that is very versatile that I can play out multiple scenarios with. Even the Goblin Barrel, I find is also it's too routine. You just keep doing the same thing over and
And I
over.
think
Man, I don't.
I,
I like more versatility in my deck.
And I think that the reason why the Goblin Barrel, why I don't use it, is everyone expects you to be using the Goblin Barrel. So almost everybody has a zap or a log or arrows. Everyone, because of how much people use the Goblin Barrel, I feel like almost every single person has something in their deck for the Goblin Barrel. Like it's that's why like you would never.
And
It's
there's so many things in Goblin Barrel. There's so many. A wizard, a
which
witch,
so many.
even your Mega Knight can drop on them. Sometimes what I do is I just use the drop damage of the Mega Knight to deal with it.
That's
And I
smart.
just so many things you can do. Okay, I think the next match is about to start.
Oh yeah, finally, let's get some Clash Royale gameplay. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing I and Kent rant about our views about different cards in Clash Royale, but that was really insightful. It's gonna be Promise Skill versus Malik Tigeria. I think Malik is coming from a he hasn't played a first match. Even Promise, this is also his first match as well. So yeah, we're waiting for those two to actually begin. And yeah, the match has actually begun. Let's go watch some beautiful gameplay, guys. Oh.
Okay. So Promise Skill is in blue, Malik is in red. Malik drops the witch, very good card. The Dark Goblin is very good. Dealing with that druiding card without getting too close.
Yeah, amazing tactic I'm seeing by Malik right now. The Lumberjack and also the Witch, right? It's reminding of my deck, right? Because these two cards are cards I carry in my deck, right? The Witch and the Lumberjack. But beautiful defense by Promise, just decimating with the Dark Goblin and the Knight. And I have to give it to the Valkyrie. I don't know why I don't carry a Valkyrie because the Valkyrie is such a very good card that offers a lot of value. See how that Valkyrie came in, perfect placement by Malik to just destroy both the Knight and destroy the Dark Goblin as well. But then Promise out with
Yeah,
another Knight
yeah,
again.
yeah. The good. I think the Valkyrie is just a tank. She has so much health points.
Hmm.
Your Snow. She has so much health to spare, so much.
And then the
Let's
Evolve.
see what Promise is going to do to deal with this Pekka.
I have to say honestly, Malik's deck is very similar to my deck right now, right? I carry a Mega Knight, but this is a P.E.K.K.A, right? The P.E.K.K.A and then having the hero of the wizard behind. But I have to give it to Promise. Though. Promise is defending at the top of his game, right? Utilizing the Dart Goblin and the Knight, but then the Royal with delivery by Malik. I think this is one of the few times I've seen that this card being played in this tournament, right? Because it's a card at the timing is so difficult to get. But you've seen it being placed very well and being timed very well. It's always a beauty to see. And then I think Promise kind of overcommitted there, right? Dropping the log and also to destroy the Dark Goblin while having his bomb tower already out. I'm sure that he probably felt that the bomb tower would not be able to reach that goblin, that Dark Goblin. And trust me, you don't want the Dark Goblin to get some hits in your tower, right? Doing so much damage with those darts. Promise is focusing a lot on making sure his tower gets untouched, right? And he's doing a great job at it. Promise are still full health. Malik down to 1666. Kent, this game could go literally anyway.
Yeah, interesting how Promise hasn't even no damage to his tower yet.
Mm-hmm.
He has a perfect score, not a single hit.
I love his defense strategy, right? He's really, really throwing everything out there. But I'm surprised. Though. It's almost like he doesn't want anything to touch his tower, but he wasn't successful there, right? The Dark Goblin being able to get a hit. The
Yeah,
Dark Goblin basically carrying a machine gun on their mouth, right? The speed. But you see what I'm talking about, the rocket, right? Misplaced rocket by Promise, right? He wasn't able to time the witch and the tower at the same time, and that's what's going to cost him, right? Because the rocket costs 6 elixir, and having a misplaced rocket is not something you don't want to ever happen to you. I think that this push right now by Malik might actually earn
yeah, that tower is
some
going to
value.
go down. That tower is going to go down. That tower is going to go down. I don't see how he's going to
Yeah, it's a
get away with it.
beautiful gameplay right now by Promise by Malik. Malik able to get some damage down on Promise's tower, but now Promise is now trying to defend again. I feel that the problem came from that misplaced rocket, but now it's down.
Yeah, that tower is going down. He's letting the
Whoa,
P.E.K.K.A get that. That is not a good sign. That tower is going down.
that was you know
Beautiful
what's
game by
funny?
Malik. I think for most of the game, Malik was the underdog, but towards the end, he was able to come out on top. Beautiful game.
You know what's funny? That last game could have gone to anywhere, right?
Eh,
Because Promise sent a rocket and Malik's tower was down to 168 health points. If that rocket got there before the picker actually swung his sword, the game would have gone to Promise. Amazing, coming down to the end, right? And that's where the defense has to come in, right? The Promise defending so well at the beginning of the game, right? But losing it at the end. And that was one of the best placement of the night, which is actually right, placing that directly in front of the executioner. And that's why this is the problem I have with Nightwitch, right? Nightwitch, she's a melee attacker. She has to be close to you to hit you, compared to her sister, the witch, that has a bit of range. In my deck, I would always pick up a regular witch over a Nightwitch. I'm glad now you see the eggs were out, right?
oh,
Forcing Promise's hand to
the
defend.
next goal. I dislike the expo so much, and Promise had to deal with it, and he dealt with it really well.
Mm-hmm.
But now the Elixir Golem has nothing behind it.
And now you see now Malik is going to gain some elixir back, right, to pick up the elixir golem. But look at the amount of damage the elixir golem is doing right now, Kent. Taking that tower basically down to 1401. You see, and that's the issue I have with the elixir golem, right? As much as it costs you elixir, and it gives you elixir and gives you some elixir back, it does so much damage, right? Look at that damage from that elixir golem, amazing. And I have to say, right, this game is looking like it might go to either of these players, right? Promise also have Malik having a good offense right now with the Golden Knight doing so, and now the Expo is out again. How will Promise defend this Expo? And he does. The Expo is a card that you have to react to immediately, and that's what Promise is doing right now, dropping the Elixir Golem. But I think he was a bit too slow in dropping something to aid the Elixir Golem, and that's why the Expo was able to get some hits on his tower. But it doesn't matter
Yeah,
because the
even with
Elixir
that,
Golem.
the Elixir Golem is able to do almost 500 damage.
Yes,
That is very, very, very good. I think I need to carry the Elixir Golem more because I'm really impressed by what he's able to do.
it's a really good card, right? Look at the Electro Dragon stopping the charge of the Golden Knight. I have to say this combination by Promise is a really nice combination, right? Having the battle healer to hold the elixir column, having the knight which is price for support with some bats, and having the electric dragon to stun. It's an amazing push, and I think the tower is going to be
Yeah, that tower
done.
will go down. That tower is going down.
And
Beautiful attack.
look at that defense, destroying that X-bow the
30
way it was
seconds.
landed. You have three elixir column electro dragons on the field right now, Ken. Malik knows
Yeah,
this
that
match is
tower is
over.
going down. The
It's
game
over.
is over.
What?
Very beautiful game by Premier. Very beautiful game. Very aggressive push as well.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that Malik had like a wizard or something that could do splash damage to deal
But he
with those
didn't.
electro dragons.
He
Or
did
even a
not.
vine. That's another situation where a vine would have held the three of them down for anything to take them out. But
I,
yeah,
I have to give it to Promise to dealing with those expos as fast as they came out. He was dealing with them immediately because he knows that expo cards you cannot let them sash down your tower, right? So immediately the expo dropped, he was dropping the elixir column in front just to stop the expo from actually touching his tower. I have to give it to Promise. That was an amazing display last match. The amazing defense, and you also you can see how smart Promise is, right? Using the firecracker to activate his king tower. Now he has some extra defense. I have to say Promise is playing at the top of his game right now. I know his tower is looking like it's less than Malik's tower, but his gameplay has been so tactical, so technical that I think that this game could still go to him if he actually just locks in and now gives us some really really good offense. And Kent, you can see the flying machine is back again, like the card that you really don't like to see. But it's back. It seems like Promise's deck right now is more air focused to the baby dragon, the lava hound, and the flying machine. I want to see how this tactic unfolds, right? Because we saw a very similar tactic in the previous match. I can't remember who used the same tactic, and it didn't work for them actually. The Lava Hound not doing anything. And you see what's funny, right? It seems like Malik and Promise kind of switched their decks, right? Malik's now the one carrying the Elixir Golem. And look at the damage. Kent, that Elixir
yeah.
Golem does so much damage. What? But do you see what's
See
going
the
on here?
skeleton army. That tower is going down.
And then the Fly
Wow,
Machine.
wow.
What?
This is the next level skill play, and this is what I tell you. Sometimes it's good to split your attack, because I can promise you that Malik did not see the attack in the next in his tower. Just drop a skeleton army, and they were able to move, get to the tower, and do that level of impressive damage.
Yes. And now the Royal
Malik
Giant
is
is
trying
here
to
doing
use
some
the
damage.
Royal Giant to take down that tower, but no.
Interesting.
So the truth is that no matter what Malik does now, the game is really in the hands of Promise. Promise has won. That tower is down, two towers down.
It's interesting how I'm seeing
Okay,
Promise
that's
using
over.
the skeleton army to actually attack, right? You know something you really see is more the skeleton army is a card I kind of see more in defense and offense, right? But still, see Malik is not backing down, right? The Royal Giant, the Elixir Golem, both on the same tower. Kent, I think that tower might go down, right? If Malik actually sends some cards to help defend them, I think that tower is going to go down. And just like
Oh,
as I mentioned,
wow.
what?
Wow.
What?
Down. This is impressive.
This
What are
game
we
is
what? This has to
insane.
be the betting game to.
This is
There are three
insane right now.
dragons in the air.
Who's gonna? I think he's gonna go to Promise. I think he's gonna go to Promise.
It's gonna go to
Whoa,
Promise.
cloning the
It's
cards.
gonna go to Promise. I'm seeing this
Amazing.
take. Very
Amazing.
good game by Malik. Malik tried a very good comeback, but a little too late. Those three dragons in the air were a concern. They
They
were
were.
real. I felt concerned when I saw them. And again, I keep saying, a vine would have brought the three of them down.
This your campaign for
So
Vine. You should
I'm
be wearing that t-shirt.
advocating for more players to use the vine card.
You should be wearing a Vine t-shirt. The way the advocation for Vine today has been
Yeah, I
insane.
think I should. Maybe a vine hat. There should be vine right here. Just
Exactly.
communicate what I'm about.
But yeah, that was an amazing display by Promise and an amazing display by Malik as well.
I think
Promise.
this is the best match we've seen today.
Oh, it is going down to the wire to game three. Both towers, both princess towers down on both sides, right down to the king tower, and then Promise able to just get the final blow. And it was an amazing match to watch, going down to the wire. I love matches like this, right? Exciting matches that keep me on my toes. Because at first we felt it was going to go to Malik, right, or to probably I can't remember, but still both players not backing down, pushing to the last second, giving us some amazing gameplay, some amazing entertainment. Thank you, Malik. Thank you, Promise. Amazing display by you both.
Yeah, the last push by Malik, I think it lacked something. His idea, he did what I would have done. Like at the point where you're sending everything to my tower,
Hmm.
and it's one tower that we both have. I'm not going to bother defending. I'm going to send everything. So that decision I agree with. But I felt, when it comes down to that, it's a game of numbers. Who can deal the quickest, who can deal the most damage the quickest. So
Hmm.
in that moment, you need to drop cards that deal, a lot of damage very quickly. that what sets you up for that win.
That is
You know,
true.
in fact, I would have thought he would have dropped his X bow because I think he had an X bow. You
And
know,
that's
at
second
that
game,
point,
right?
you should have. Yeah, right. He had an X bow in the third round, right? Or was that the second round?
No, that was the second round that he had that exo. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. The strategy he went for was the right one. At that point, there's no point defending. It's one tower, one tower. You know, charge. That's what I would have done. I would have charged, and that's why I keep saying a vine is a good card because that vine would have held down those electro dragons, and not electro dragons. What were those dragons
Oh,
called? They're not electro
do you mean
dragons.
the baby dragons or the lava hound?
Lava hounds,
Oh
exactly, the
yes,
lava hounds, right? So if I would have held down those lava hounds long enough for something else to happen, but it was a very good play. I
very.
have no, everything he did, I would have done. I would have charged those towers at that point. There is no, why not?
And we're going to our last game of the day. It's OG Riptide versus Blade. And the match is about to begin, guys. That last game was so long that we didn't have a lot of time to talk in between. And OG is already out. We're waiting. The game has begun. Let's go watch some beautiful gameplay, guys. And welcome, guys, to the final game of the first stream of today. We have OG Riptide versus Blade. OG Riptide in the blue, Blade in the red. Hoping for a game as good as the last game, right? Because if the last game is any mention of what this game is going to look like, this game is going to be amazing. OG's time with the Hawk, right? Separating them, sending them
Interesting.
both. You see, this is a perfect use of the Goblin Hawk, bringing the Hawks back to the center, right? And then dropping the snowball just to make sure the Hawks don't get a lot of damage. But the Hogs, so resilient, still getting a bit of damage on the tower. Those Hogs are unstoppable, guy. The Hog
That's
don't
what I
cause
tell
ground
you.
save.
The hog must do it. I mean, like it's a promise. You cannot drop the hog and not get the damage out of it.
And now the OG just defending the Goblin Drill. And that was really good defense, right? Using the Archer Queen to stop them and also dropping the Royal Delivery. I have to say, that's the best way I've seen the Goblin Drill defended this tournament today, right? Utilizing two good cards and then sending the Hogs again to the side, right? You saw his first strategy, he realized that separating the Hogs was not a good idea because he knew the Goblin Hogs would come back and bring them together. So now he's trying something else. He's sending all the Hogs through one tower. And I feel Blade is saying good game because Blade knows that those Hogs are very difficult for him to deal with. He's really struggling to deal with those Hogs, right? He doesn't have any card on his deck I see here so far that's equipped to deal with the Hogs. And I think if OG Riptide drops the Hog one or two more times, that tower is down.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Interesting use of the Void score, right? Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, that would do a lot of damage to the Archer Princess or Archer Queen before she gets to. Okay, so this is very good. He plays the okay.
Cool.
That was
Perfect.
Like,
he cloaked her. He got there in time just to make her to cloak her so she didn't die. But in the end, not really effective in the end. And you see OG Reaper is cycling those Hogs again, right? And I love what Blade is doing right now. He's saving his Goblin Horde for those Hogs, right? Because he knew that those Hogs are going to come sooner or later, right? So he kept the Goblin Horde in his back pocket. Even if they weren't the perfect defense, they were enough to make sure the Hogs didn't do maximum damage. But look at the timing of that round. I think that has been the best timing I've ever seen of those round really perfectly destroying the goblins and also the minions at the same time. I have to give it to Blade though. Blade is playing some beautiful games here, but OG Riptide defending perfectly well. Now he's trying a different strategy, right? He's separating the Hogs again. And you see when I say perfect placement matters, right? The Goblin Hog placed a bit too much to the side, right? So he didn't call all the Hogs back, only calling 3. And yeah, now the game is looking more in OG Riptide's favor than in Blade's favor.
Yeah. This is a good game. I'm so intrigued.
I can tell you're so
The
intrigued with your face.
So
what is sorry? Let's say something.
I'm so intrigued. Yeah. So this is why the Hogs are just a very good card. There's nothing you can do to take them all out. There is absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe a fireball, but they're so difficult to deal with. They're so difficult to deal with.
I feel like that was not a very good use of the cloaking by OG Riptide, right? Because the Archer Queen was already in the poison spell, and then he cloaked her. So the issue about the popping spell, the poison spell is this: it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you're standing in the poison spell, you are going to get some damage. So the cloaking was a waste there, but I think this is going to be it against dropping the Goblin Horde, hoping to to hold back the Hawks a bit, even if a second longer, right? Wow, that was amazing. He threw everything out there. He threw everything out there just
Yeah,
to make sure
yeah,
that
that
the
was
Hawks don't
good.
get there.
Yeah.
And look at this, Kent. Look at this. The Goblin drill coming
Wow.
out.
Blade by
What?
take wow.
What?
Blade, what a game. What
What
a
a
game. Persistence, just keep it coming. What a game.
insane,
That was beautiful. That was nothing
insane.
short of beautiful.
That was a
That was
remarkable play,
nothing short of
gameplay.
beautiful.
What?
Very good game. Now, OG Riptide has to figure out the way to, make it worth it now. He has to do the attack and he has to be the one that needs the win.
Oh, and I see that Blade is using the mortar cannon card combo. Not very nasty combo, right? And I feel like OG Rita did not react as fast as he could because of that. When the mortar is almost like an X blade, like a worse. Also, I wouldn't say it's a worse version, right? Because if people that use the mortar use it very, very well. You have to react to it. You can't just let it go, right? And you can see that mortar doing some damage to OG Riptide's tower. And now the Skeleton King, amazing use of the King's ability to just do some damage, destroying both the Musketeer and the Mega Knight. And this is where Elixir management comes in, right? I think Oji's Riptide, he got his calculations wrong, right? I think he felt that Blade was out of Elixir, and that's why he sent his prince all by itself, right? Because he was hoping that that prince would be able to get to the tower without any defense coming up. But you see, OG Riptide knew that something was coming. Having the Goblin Gang on hand, on stand, waiting for any form of attack like that, and that was an amazing display of defensive strategy by Blade. And you see, how can you Blade? Blade is playing at the top of his game, clawing his way back last match. Now look at this match, activating his King Tower
Yeah.
with the Firecracker. Blade is playing
He
amazingly
has the
well.
win. He doesn't need to push very aggressively.
Yes,
And that's his strategy, right? When you have the win in hand, there's no reason to be the more aggressive player. So always keep Elixir to defend.
and look at that amazing trade-off, right? The Skeleton King taking the skeletons back from the skeleton barrel right now, and I think the skeletons will be able to stop the Mega Knight. It's so sad when I see the Mega Knight being destroyed like so easily like this. Like the Mega Knight alone, a card that's really, really good on its own, right? But we can't see him utilized very well here just because of how well Blade is defending, right? Amazing defense, using the Skeleton King's ability to bring out the skeletons too. And he brought out at a very good time when the Mega Knight was in between all the skeletons. So the Mega Knight had to turn around to actually to actually kill the skeletons, right? And that's what helped the skeletons take out the Mega Knight. And now look at this push by Blade, right? The Skeleton King, the mortar at the back, doing some great damage, activating the King's ability at the perfect moment. I have to say, he has used the King so well to stop the Mega Knight that is making the Mega Knight look so ineffective. Like the Mega Knight, I have to say, he has not shined even once
Yeah.
in this whole game, which is very shocking for a Mega Knight. The Mega Knight is the card that usually is a game changer, but just because of the way Blade is handling the Mega Knight, providing answers, I have to give it to Blade. Blade has been doing some amazing games, and now the Mortar chipping away. This is it. I think that tower is down. That tower is down, just as we
Wow.
expected.
Wow. I
Blade
think
is
Blade is taking
amazing.
this game. This is impressive. The first game, OG Riptide had it, but I think he's over. I think he's giving up as well. I think he's giving up as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, very good game.
Ending
The,
with
the
a
tide
the
stormed
mood.
very quickly. Yeah, the tide stormed very quickly. At the start of this game, I had my money on OG Riptide, but towards the end,
Yes,
Bleed was able to secure two
yes.
victories.
I have to say that was an amazing match. Those last two games were so good. Like I thought that OG Riptide was going to have this one in the bag, right? That first match with the Hogs, constantly cycling the Hogs, right? But do you see the amazing defense by Blade? That if that last Hog got to his tower, OG Riptide would have gotten that match. But he threw everything out,
Yeah,
dropping the Goblin Horde, dropping the Skeleton Army, saying you will not pass. You will not get to my tower. And he
yeah,
was successful, stopping the Hogs on their tracks, right? Because I was already loving, we've both been loving the Hogs throughout this whole tournament today, right? We've just been like, wow, what an amazing card, right? Always getting some damage into the tower, but Blade not backing out. Blade dropping everything to stop the Hawks, and then still sending his Goblin Drill to be able to take that final hit on Archer and make him win that battle with the poison spell. I have to say, Blade was playing at the top of his game. I feel like any other person OG that played against, he might have come out on top, but just because of how well Blade was playing, he was the second man today, and Blade took the win. Amazing display by these two players. Big ups to OG Riptide, big ups to Blade. That was amazing. Thank you so much for participating this time, and thank you for giving us some amazing gameplay at the end of this at the end of this stream. It was awesome, and I hope you guys enjoyed that match at the chat. I see Tega has been here constantly spamming our YouTube channel. Keep on sending your comments, Tega. We love seeing your comments. But yeah, that brings us to the end of our first stream. Kent, do you have any remarks?
I would say yes, I agree with you. Any other person OG Riptide played against, he might have won because he is a very skilled player. But in the second game, Blaze defense, for some reason, OG Riptide couldn't break that defense.
Yes,
And I think what I typically do, this is it works sometimes, nothing works all the time, right? But what I typically do when I try to attack one tower multiple times and it's failing, switch the attack to the next tower, But OG Riptide kept his attack focused on one tower
yes.
and he wasn't still able to break through. Credits to Blade for a beautiful defense, but I think if he split the attack, he might that might force Blade to spend more elixir
That is
and
true.
put him in a weaker position,
Mhm.
right? Because if your attack is coming just from one tower, it's very easy to use the same cards you played earlier to absorb most of those defenses. But when you split the attack, your opponent has to spend more elixir,
That's
and that
true.
might have helped him, push harder. But yeah, all in all, very good game. Like you said, I don't know how he was able to diffuse the evil Mega Knight so easily.
I
So
know.
happen so easily. And I think part of it was OG Riptide. I don't think he placed a good defense behind the Mega Knight. He would have been great if he had like a wizard or any wizard really, freeze, electro, really any wizard behind that if Mega Knight would have given him a better chance to
That
take
is true.
out the Skeleton King. But overall, very good play by Blade. Very, very top game, very top level play, top level strategy. All in all, I think this was really an exciting match.
Yeah, I have to say, and yes, praise. We do see you on the YouTube chat. Thank you so much for being here as well. We see everyone that's commenting, right? I know that we have some comments from other people as well earlier today, but yeah, thank you to everyone that watched our YouTube today. We are back. Thank you to Ubong as well. That's someone that also comments. Ubong, thank you. Yeah, so I hope I didn't miss anyone out there, but yeah, we it was an amazing set of games we had today. We will be back in about an hour or 2 hours. We will be back. If you ring that notification, if you click on that notification icon on the YouTube, you will get notified when we are live again. So please do that. Please subscribe to our YouTube, like our videos, and we will see you guys back in about 2 hours for the next set of games. You don't want to miss the next set, guys. The games are going to be awesome. But yeah, take care, everyone. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Tega. Thank you, Praise. Thank you, Ubong. We will see you guys in very, very shortly. Have an amazing day, everyone. Take care. Bye.